Play.
BC didn't win one game in ACC soccer. Before this year, they'd never won a game in the ACC tournament. Now they are champions. It was indeed a weekend to remember for the Boston College Eagles.
Time now to see if you can remember the answer to this week's AT&T trivia question. During the 1995 Virginia Tech game, a Virginia trainer attempted to trip a Tech player who had intercepted a pass and was running it in for a score. Who was that Tech player? We'll have the answer when we get back. Will this weekend's matchup in the Commonwealth come down to the wire? We look at the top 5 keys to victory in Virginia. And we'll leave you with a look at the ACC champions from the 2007 fall season. You're watching ACC All Access.
If it's local sports, it's here. If it's the latest on your teams.
Our Sportsnet on Campus coverage started bright and early.
If it's award-winning coverage before, during, and after the game, it's here.
Sports Night, the heart of local 60 minutes, all about your sport.
If it's the Wizards, if it's the Redskins, if it's the Capitals, it's here.
Ovechkin, score!
If it's more local sports programming, if it's the games in high definition, it's here. If it's all of these things, it happens here together on Comcast Sportsnet. Because no other local sports network comes close. Here is your sports network. This is Comcast Sportsnet.
ACC All Access is brought to you by the official corporate partners of the ACC, Food Lion, Geico, and Pepsi.
Let's answer this week's AT&T trivia question. The Hokie who refused to be tripped up and scored the touchdown against Virginia was Antonio Banks. The Hokies ended up winning by a final score of 36-29 thanks to the heroics of Banks. And as you can see, we here at ACC All Access do our best to bring you all the information on the big games, including infamous tripping incidents of years past. But now we're really going to break down this Virginia Tech rivalry as we reveal our top 5 keys to this year's Commonwealth Cup. The Cavaliers have won 12 straight games at Scott Stadium dating back to the 2006 season. But to keep that streak alive, the Hoos will need the home fans to come out in full force. The Hokies have been home wreckers, going 14-1 on the road in the ACC since joining the conference and taking 3 of the last 4 from the Cavs in Charlottesville. One of the biggest factors in Virginia's success this season has been success in the running game. In UVA's 9 wins, the Cavs averaged over 147 yards rushing. In their 2 losses, that number dipped to just over 45 yards. Meanwhile, linebacker Xavier Adibi leads a Hokie D that held Miami to -2 yards on the ground and ranked 2nd in the ACC against the run. Virginia senior defensive end Chris Long gets a category all to himself because there's no more disruptive force for opposing offenses in the ACC. The Lombardi Award finalist leads the conference and is 5th in the nation in sacks per game. And if he gets loose, it could be a long day for the Hokie quarterbacks. They're not called the Cardiac Cavs for nothing. Virginia set an NCAA record with 5 victories of 2 points or less this season, and there's no matching the confidence that brings should this game go down to the wire. Virginia Tech, meanwhile, has another huge intangible on its side, momentum. The Hokies are coming off a huge 30-point win over Miami, and they're averaging over 400 yards of offense in their last 3 games. You can ask Florida State just how special Beamer ball is after the Hokies used a 4th-quarter interception return and safety to seal the Seminoles' fate 2 weeks ago. Of course, kicker Chris Gold is having a pretty special season for the Cavaliers, too. He's already booted 2 game-winning field goals and tied a school record with 5 field goals in UVA's win over North Carolina. Well, that should be a great game this weekend. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. For Heather Catlin and our entire ACC All Access crew, I'm Jen Hildreth saying so long, everybody.
That's Rusty Wallace, amazing driver. He's also my third cousin once removed. That's his brother, Mike Wallace, driver of the Geico Chevrolet. I can see why Geico sponsors Mike. And when he does well, people will think about saving money on car insurance. Whereas if I were driving that car, all they could think about is, there goes Lauren Wallace, greatest thing that ever climbed into a race car. Poor fella. He has no idea.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The best name in the business. Hi, I'm Carla, and we're here at Tisher today with Carol from Laurel. And we're going to hear a little bit about Carol's experience here at Tisher. So tell me a little bit about your TL.
It's sporty, it's fun to drive, and I got a great deal here at Tisher Acura.
During Tisher Acura's autumn sales event, get an 08 Acura TL for $327 per month for 36 months.
There you have it. Carol got a great deal on a TL, so come on down to Tisher and get your own, right here on Route 198 in Laurel.
It's immaculate.
I know. And there's even a warranty for up to 6 years or 100,000 miles.
The leather is perfect.
It is.
Okay, so you're telling me that this is not a new car?
That's right, sir. It's a certified pre-owned BMW. I swear.
Okay. I'm good. You good?
I'm good.
Thanks for coming.
Pre-owned, we swear. Visit your local BMW center for more information on these special offers.
Black Friday, the beginning of holiday shopping and all the giant sales. Nothing has been an easy buy for Gary Williams and the Terps. Maryland has seen its ups and downs during this non-conference schedule as they prepare to finish out November. The Mountain Hawks of Lehigh look to spread a little holiday cheer of their own at College Park, next on Comcast Sportsnet. We're in College Park, Maryland at the Comcast Center, campus of the University of Maryland, as the Terrapins get ready to take on the Mountain Hawks of Lehigh. Hi, everybody, and welcome to college basketball on Comcast Sportsnet. Al Koken along with Jack Armstrong. And, Jack, not a lot to give thanks for if you're the Maryland Terrapins. They got waxed on the road by UCLA and Missouri. Now they come back home, and this young team turns to their senior leader, James Gist.
Well, when you talk about James Gist, this is a guy that brings great intensity and passion to the game on a night-to-night basis. He is an absolute beast inside. Creates great position, can finish around the bucket. He's a disruptive force defensively. Does an awesome job finishing on the break. When you talk about a guy that gives second and third effort, brings the lunch pail to the gym every day, this is him right here on the offensive boards. And Maryland today needs to come out with great enthusiasm and energy today. They have struggled the last two games, taking care of the ball. They have to do a better job knocking down shots, execution. And you compare them to last year, the Terps really laboring right now with their offensive execution.
We talk about how young Maryland is. Even younger is Lehigh. They're led by a sophomore and a pretty good one in Marquise Hall.
Poise, composure, a very mature player. Patriot League Rookie of the Year last year. Makes outstanding decisions, can shoot the ball, can penetrate, gets everyone involved. But at the back end of the shot clock, he's going to be the guy for the Mountain Hawks to make plays for them.
Nope, this has been a tough place to play if you're a visiting team. Maryland has only lost one non-conference game since Comcast Center has been open. And we'll have the opening tip and much more for you as we continue here on Comcast Sportsnet.
We're here today testing for the new Volkswagen Sign and Drive event, where you can get a new VW for practically just your signature. Just sign and drive. Introducing the Sign, Then Drive year-end event. Even better.
No down payment, no first month's payment, zero due at signing. Now until January 2nd.
Redskins, the Bucs, a great NFC battle, and Comcast Sportsnet has it covered. Sunday, live at 10, Redskins kickoff, Washington's best pregame show. Then, right after the game, Redskins postgame live, complete analysis and reaction, plus Joe gives his press conference. Sunday, there's only one place to be, the official sports network of the Redskins, Comcast Sportsnet.
Make a difference this holiday season. Join the Neediest Kids again this year and help bring some extra cheer to families in need.
It's easy to lend a hand. You can drop off non-perishable food items at any Food and Fun shopping cart at area Safeway stores, or you can make a contribution by mail.
A little extra goes a long way.
Let's join together to brighten this holiday season.
Comcast Sportsnet coverage is brought to you by Alltel, by Chick-fil-A, and by Jeep. We'll have the starting lineups for you in just a moment, including a big change in the starting lineups for the Maryland Terrapins. Our tip-off is next here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Somewhere between grade school and grad school, you're going to need a bank. We'd like to be it. The personal bankers of RBC Centura. With more proactive advice, home equity loans for college, and dedicated service than you'd expect from a bank. RBC Centura. Let's do something giant.
Ladies, I can hook it up so you can talk to all your friends all the time.
He means nights and weekends.
I could offer you unlimited calling.
Only on the same network.
So which one of us are you going to go with?
Chad. He's with Alltel, where I can call friends on any network, anytime, for as long as I want. And unlike your plans, his is really unlimited. Chad!
Oh, could this date get any worse?
Introducing FanU.com, the ultimate online community for college sports fanatics. Check it out and vote in Alltel's weekly FanU poll.
You bolted upright in the middle of the night, realizing what that new account really means. That business of yours just doubled in size overnight. You'll need cash management, payroll, insurance. You'll need sleep. You need BB&T. Banking, insurance, investments. BB&T. There's opportunity here.
What if there was a way to know which one's the sweetest? Which one will make the best impression? Or which one will be the most loyal? What if you could tell at a glance which one's the real value? At Saturn, just look for the red tag and you'll know. Find great deals on the Saturn you've always wanted. But hurry, before the car that's meant for you is gone. Now get 0 for 60 for well-qualified buyers on all 2007s. The year-end red tag event from Saturn.
Here at Comcast Center, let's get you right to our Food Line starting lineups. And as we take a look at the Mountain Hawks, you see Zaire Carrington, maybe the most athletic player to go along with the only senior on the team, Brian White. And for Gary Williams and the University of Maryland, the change in the middle is Braxton Dupree. The freshman from Baltimore, Jack, gets a start in place of Mombali Osby, who is suffering from a stomach virus.
Dupree brings inside toughness and energy, and they're going to need that today against the smaller Lehigh Mountain Hawks.
Tip-off underway, and Zaire Carrington will win it to Marquise Hall, and we are underway here at Comcast Center. Al Koken, Jack Armstrong with you, as we are very pleased you're spending part of our holiday weekend with us, watching some college basketball. Maryland, after dropping their last two, begins at 3-2, and there's Dupree with his first touch. Ravis Vasquez has his pass picked off, and Jack, turnovers have been a problem these last two games in particular for the Terrapins.
Right, they've had 43 turnovers in the last two games, and Vasquez really struggling, only has one more assist than turnover, and so important for your guards, and this is something, point of emphasis for Gary Williams and his team, improve offensively with the level of execution. That's imperative.
19 seasons here at College Park, 30 overall as a head coach for Gary Williams. This is Landon Milbourne. Gist, the senior leader, looking for Milbourne, couldn't handle it. Dupree the follow, and gets fouled on his way up.
A great job of passing out of the post there by Gist, and
Brett Reed is going to have his hands full. First year as head coach here at Lehigh after 5 years as an assistant. And the size advantage that Brett Reed is going to have to face, Jack, is going to be very, very difficult to overcome.
Well, obviously, you know, when you go play up a level and play against an ACC opponent, the size, the athleticism up front are a major factor. But good job that time by the Terps. The inside punch and the drive to the bucket.
Dupree missing on both of his free throws, so we remain scoreless. Just a minute into action. Pull-up jumper, missed by Rob Kiefer. Rebound to the Terps, and Milbourne looks to run. Vasquez, who's always looking to get a high-energy game going. Eric Hayes and Dupree. Hayes now will reset the Terrapin offense. Vasquez off the screen. Inside to Milbourne. Milbourne a little too strong. Hayes couldn't get the follow-up to go, and it's off Marquise Hall, so the Terrapins will have a fresh 35.
Well, for Lehigh today, that's a big issue. Keep control on the backboards, prevent those second shot opportunities, do a good job defending on that first play, and control it.
Vasquez had it knocked away, and again off a Lehigh player, so the break goes again to Maryland. As we take a look at our keys to the game, particularly for Brett Reed and the Mountain Hawks.
You got to handle the pressure, and you got to rebound and limit second chance points. And here it is right here. This is the other part of it right now. Maryland extended after the made field goal. Got to handle that pressure, three-quarter, full-court pressure.
The made field goal was a 3 for Eric Hayes. Marquise Hall answers with a 3 of his own.
Hall can fill it up. Outstanding three-point shooter, shooting over 40% from behind the arc. You pressure, make good decisions on a back end. You got a clean look.
Vasquez thought about taking a 3. Maryland just 2 of 26 from behind the arc in the previous 2 games. So that first 3 hit by Eric Hayes is a big relief. Gist from back hit. And a foul on the inside as Gist was hammered on the way in. That was by the senior Brian White.
You know, and when you look at Maryland's keys, intense pressure defense. Don't allow Lehigh to get comfortable here, and then execute inside out, establish your power game, your second shot opportunities, and take care of the ball.
With a young team, you know turnovers are going to be a factor for Gary Williams. But just how much as a coach do you accept from a young team?
Well, in the month of November, it's all part of it, and now the fact that they're starting games earlier, so you have less practice time, you're gonna, with a young team, you are going to turn it over more.
Traveling is the call.
But it's the ones that are unforced that drive you absolutely nuts. You know, the pivot feet, drive, you know, dragging your foot, you know, one-hand catches, you know, cutting left when you should cut right, you know, just little things like that. But those are things you can control as you get better.
Vasquez works the baseline and scores the bucket against John Gorley, the 7-footer who is checked in for Lehigh wearing number 33 in brown. Again, the full court pressure after the made bucket. The Hawks do a decent job of breaking it. Get it into the hands of their leader, Marquise Hall, who starts the offense with 15 seconds on the shot clock. Gorley trying to post his way up and a push from behind as he and the freshman Braxton Dupree were having a pretty good battle inside the paint.
Gorley, an improving front court play, gets great position inside that time, drawing the foul. And Gary Williams' club, the last possession, good job with execution, getting a quality shot.
First on the Terrapins, first on Dupree. In the early moments here at College Park, Maryland. Hunter, pretty move as he was going on the run with the one-hand finish.
That was a sweet, explosive move to the bucket that time.
Brian White, and another explosive move to the bucket, answers back. Landon Milbourne getting more and more minutes as an improved sophomore.
They need that from him, his ability to break the defense down off the bounce.
And again rejected by James Gist and kept it alive off a Lehigh player, so James Gist gets this crowd roaring with an explosive block.
When you pressure on the back end, you got to have a little lane intimidation. Look at it right here. Get that garbage out of here. Great block by Gist on Brian White.
Gist closed ground so quickly, White looked like he had a clear path. And there is Gist working the offensive end. Dupree Swatted on the arm on the way up. No, they said just out of bounds. So Braxton Dupree turns it over as we have our first time out on the floor. Maryland with the early lead, 7-5 over visiting Lehigh.
And the Heat trail by 2.
Miami needs someone to step up here.
Okay, Dwayne. Let's get a nice open shot.
No, dog. Just dunk it.
Now, Dwayne. Kiss it off the glass.
Kiss it. Take it in and dunk on him.
He's a large man, Dwayne.
Hey, do what you do. Dunk on him.
Still time for a jump shot. What? Dwayne.
Here we go.
Don't do it.
Lift off, baby.
No.
Yeah, baby.
Do it again. Do it again.
When your Jeep dealer unveils the most exciting sales event of the year, we want everyone to know about it. Announcing the Jeep event of a lifetime. For a limited time, get 0% financing on 2008 models, all backed by our lifetime powertrain warranty. That's the best warranty in the business, bar none. But hurry to your Jeep dealer today, because while the warranty goes on for a lifetime, this event ends soon.
Never underestimate the power of a well-tailored suit. Men's Warehouse. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
When Dodge unveils the most exciting sales event of the year, we want everyone to know about it. Announcing the Dodge event of a lifetime. For a limited time, get 0% financing on Grand Caravan with a 5-star crash test rating. Backed by our lifetime powertrain warranty. That's the best warranty in the business, bar none. Hurry into your Dodge dealer today, because while the warranty goes on for a lifetime, this event ends soon.
There's some great defensive work by James Gist. The Terrapins, an early 7-5 lead over Lehigh. As we take a look at how both teams have entered this game, the season comparison. With a 3-2 record for the Terps, 2-2 for Lehigh. And interesting to see points per game, almost dead even, Jay.
The category that Maryland's really struggling at is the three-point shooting and the turnovers a game. On the flip side, Lehigh doing a spectacular job so far, taking care of the ball. And let's face it, when you're a road team in a game like this, you don't want to fuel the Maryland break. So you got to do a great job on the road, taking care of the Rocket, quality shots. The Gary Williams club doing a good job today, getting the ball inside to their big people, establishing their power game.
As Gary has said, he is not the most patient person in the world, but knows he has to be a little more patient with a young team. Did say that he thought his Terrapins improved dramatically off the UCLA loss and the loss against Missouri. Said after the game, I feel a lot better about my team than I did at 5:30 this afternoon.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, and by the time January rolls around, they get into the brunt of the ACC season and get games like this under the belt and more practice time, more teaching, more film study, they'll be much improved.
This is White. And Brian White has got things on track early. The senior has got it going to tie this game up.
Very capable player. Excellent mid-range game. Can play with his back to the bucket. Put up the double-double. Real good rebounder and defender.
Dupree had it knocked away. Kept alive by Milborn. Lehigh, after missing their first 3 shots, now have hit 3 of their last 4 to tie this game. Gist turns around, finds Hayes. Couldn't get that 3 to go. Now tipped off and one. Braxton Dupree showing some good work inside, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play as he gets the foul on John Gorley.
Dupree, a big body, and does a great job getting to the weak side. Look at the missed shot, gets to the opposite side, and just battles against Gurley that time and gets the opportunity and finishes it. And that was a big key for Lehigh today, controlling the backboards. No second shots. That one broke their back.
Brett Reed has seen Dupree miss all 3 of his free throws at this point. The pressure broken by Kiefer, gets into the hands of Hall. Once again, Lehigh not wasting any time as Brian White a little short on that jumper. Cross-court pass from Hayes, finds Gist, licks up Dupree. Too strong, gets his own miss and finishes.
That was a nice pass by Gist in time. Cut Dupree to the basket. He's done a nice job so far today establishing himself and finding cutters.
4 points, 4 rebounds in the early moments for Braxton Dupree. If you just joined us, in the starting lineup because of an illness to Bombali Osby. A chance for a untraditional three-point play now for Rob Kiefers. He's fouled trying to shoot a three.
Great pass by Brian White. You know, rule, when you go against the double team, they trap Gourlay in the corner. Make the second pass out of the double team. They got themselves a clean look. And now Kiefer at the free throw line because of it. That's how you attack pressure.
Kiefer, however, a 50% free throw shooter in the early going of the season.
There it is right there. The second pass out of the double team. You're going to find somebody wide open. When you play this Maryland team, you have to have patience, pull the ball back, know when to attack, know when to pull it out.
You see number 42 and Brown Phil Anderson checking in for Brian White as Kiefer hits 2 of his 3, and we're back to a 2-point game. Anderson, a junior from La Canada, California, has one thing that Lehigh has had in the early going of the season. Some pretty good production off their bench. The bench averaging over 25 points a game, 12 rebounds, and almost 6 assists a game, and shooting very well from the free throw line. That was a source of concern for Lehigh last year, but Brett Reed seems to have some strength in numbers off the bench. Here's Dupree, untracked again. Bothered going up and fouled by Anderson. So Braxton Dupree in the early going has been relentless in that paint.
He has. He's carving out deep position. Great catch on a pass from Hayes inside. He's struggling with the initial shot, but boy, oh boy, he's got great second effort in his game. He is a big, strong kid. And this is the part of the game he's got to tighten up the free throw shooting.
There is his first free throw of the day, now 1 for 4. 5 rebounds, Jack, for Braxton Dupree in the early going, 3 on the offensive end.
He's like Moses Malone.
Exactly.
Throw it up off the board and go get it. That's how you pad your numbers out.
Absolutely. Miss that first one, get the second. You'll look very good in the box scoring. Dupree rattles in the second, so early good start for Braxton Dupree. Second chance points favoring Maryland, 9-0 to Lehigh already, as we see Dupree taking a little bit of a break, and understandably so. And coming into the game is number 22, Adrian Bowie. So a smaller lineup now for Gary Williams, with Bowie, another good-looking freshman, coming into the contest. Every time Gary Williams looks down his bench, particularly with the shoulder injury to Dave Neal, he sees nothing but freshmen. Highly touted, talented, but freshmen nonetheless. The senior leader, Gist, is called for traveling by Ray Natilli.
Those are the turnovers that Gary Williams has to try to kind of grin his teeth and just hope that each day in practice you're able to point those things out and tighten them up and cut down on those chippy ones.
Also in the contest, Jerome Burney, number 32 for the Terrapins. Take a guess. He's another freshman from Atlanta, Georgia. Marquise Hall thought about it. Now an open look for Shellikowski.
Beautiful job by Hall. As I mentioned before, he's poised, composed, a little pump fake, gets the defense off the floor, and then sets up a teammate.
Shellikowski, a very good outside shooter. Vasquez for 3. Into the hands of Anderson, so Gravis Vasquez yet to find the range in this game. Hall, the pull-up J, in and out. Rebound Bowie, and he looks to get the fast break started. Adrian Bowie dishes off to Gist, knocked out of bounds by the Mountain Hawks. Terps will have 30 on the shot clock.
Maryland really looking to push the tempo today. Made shots, up in pressure, turnovers, missed shots, push it right at Lehigh.
Bowie with the left hand finishes off the glass. Adrian Bowie, the freshman from Greenbelt, Maryland, played at Montrose Christian Academy, highly recruited by teams like Michigan, Virginia, Virginia Tech, NC State, and you see why. Shellikowski again, this one inside the arc, but back-to-back buckets by Matt Shellikowski keeps the Hawks right there, just down a point.
They're playing in a very mature fashion, handling pressure, not forcing the issue, getting high percentage shots.
Vasquez kicks to Gist. That would have been a 3. back of the iron as Maryland, after Eric Hayes hit the first three-pointer that the Terrapins attempted, now gotten a little cold from behind the arc, just 1 of 4. Shelikowski and Gorley get their signals crossed as we have a timeout on the floor. Lehigh is hanging in there. Matt Shelikowski has got 5 in the last 2 possessions for Brett Reed, and the Mountain Hawks trail by a single bucket.
The finest leather boots are at Big Phil's Boots.
A new day is coming, and new ways to meet our area's growing energy needs. Because Progress Energy is using innovative and environmentally responsible solutions, including solar power, alternative energy like e-grass, and energy-saving efficiency programs for clean, reliable, affordable power and a future that's always bright. Progress Energy, looking at power in a new light.
Hi, I'm Craig Northrup. My team of highly qualified professionals is committed to providing you with legendary service. From your first consultation to the settlement of your home, our specialized staff will be with you every step of the way. Take a closer look at the new NorthrupTeam.com. Your new home is just a click away. It's like having your own personal Northrop Team Cafe by your side 24/7. Craig Northrup and the Northrop Team, your reliable partners in real estate.
Something strange happens to people this time of year. They look for reasons to buy a new Toyota. We call it the Toyotathon phenomenon. Get 500 cash back on 2008 hybrid or gas model Camrys, or choose 3.9% APR, or lease Camry for $199 a month for 36 months with $19.99 due at signing. There's never been a better time, but time is of the essence. This offer ends November 30th. Hurry in. The Toyotathon phenomenon is going on now.
You see the results of the first 4 games for Lehigh. Opened up with a loss at Cornell and bounced back with a couple good victories against St. Peter's and St. Francis. Then got pretty much handled, particularly in the first half against Albany, in a game where Marquise Hall, who had been their leading scorer in the first 3 games, only had 5 for Brett Reed. And we'll see the bounce back so far this afternoon. Talk about confidence. When you're on the road, Jack, you mentioned you got to stay aggressive, and I'd have to say Lehigh has done exactly that so far.
They've done a great job, and you have to stay aggressive with your offense. You got to play with confidence, take care of the ball, decisions on the back end of pressure, shot selection. They've done a solid job with that.
Now into a 2-3 zone with a couple big men, the 7-footer Gorley and 6'10 Anderson, who came out to challenge Hayes there. Tipped up, kept alive, gathered up by Gist, and he'll start it over again. Vasquez slashes to the hole and gets fouled on the way in.
You know, that's a good move by Vasquez because he's struggling with his three-point shot, Al. So what does he do? He takes it, puts it to the deck, takes it to the rack, get a high percentage shot. Gary Williams talking to his team about really making some effort on the boards. Look at it right here. But why do they get that second shot? Because they're big people who are on the offensive glass, and Brett Reed changes up, goes zone, but when you're in zone, you don't have those set rebounding responsibilities. You got to get a body on those guys in the white shirts.
So Gorley out, Brian White back in, and you see how the struggles for Gravis Vasquez has been with that very low three-point shooting percentage. 1 of 2 from the line. 2-point Terrapin lead. Those offensive rebounds that Jack talks about, 6-1 advantage for Maryland, and they are getting plenty of points and scoring opportunities off them. This is Matt Shamus, number 21, who has checked in. A 3-point look and a hit for 6'10 Phil Anderson. First Lehigh lead at 17-16.
Phil Anderson, an excellent catch-and-shoot guy, can use screens, can also play with his back to the bucket, but has played solid minutes for the Mountain Hawks last year and again this year.
48% from the field is Anderson last year. And remember, he is 6'10", shooting 33% from behind the arc coming into the game, but 1 of 1 today. Shalakowski in and out, and this time it's an offensive rebound for the Mountain Hawks. We played halfway in this game, and it's Lehigh by 1. Shalakowski closed off by Bowie as the shot clock goes to 15. Hall backs it out to retract things. Shot clock now under 10. Hall up, gets the roll, not enough. Bounced out, kept alive by Shamus. Underneath White, and he'll back it out as they reset.
A very disciplined club, this Lehigh club.
Hayes creates the steal. Eric Hayes to the hole. Pretty play by Eric Hayes as Lehigh was starting to scramble around. First fast break points of the afternoon for Eric Hayes and the Terrapins. Hayes with 5. Maryland back up by 1.
Maryland needs to put more pressure on the ball in their defense right now. Lehigh able to run some clock and get into a rhythm. Rattle them a little bit.
It's as Shamus works the baseline, high over Gist, who definitely altered that shot. Bowie comes back, had it poked away from behind. Terrapins will maintain possession.
And the challenge for Lehigh is when they put it to the floor, now they got to go to the basket. And you mentioned it, Gist, with the shot blocking, shot altering ability, makes a big difference.
Cliff Tucker in for Eric Hayes. Bowie tried to force it inside. Lehigh read that perfectly. White tries to beat Gist off the dribble. Bowie comes to help and creates the turnover. So Bowie gave it away on one end, stole it back at the other, and Vasquez for the pull-up 2.
And that was a nice free and easy shot, stopped on a dime, and good job so far by Bowie defensively. He's quick, energetic, gets his hand on balls, good anticipation.
Had a reputation coming in as a great on-the-ball defender. At Montrose Christian, also played a little bit with Grievous Vasquez, as well as Kevin Durant. Now doing such a great job.
He's not bad, that guy.
Yeah,
Durant.
I think he may have a little future for Seattle. Short is Anderson. Follow-up put back by Shalakowski. So Shalakowski's hit a 3, hit a long 2. Now a layup, and Shalakowski continues to keep the Hawks right in this game.
He's got great basketball IQ. He's a scrappy player. Gets to the right spots on the floor, makes plays.
Vasquez again finds Gist for a beautiful finish. And an opportunity for the three-point play. That's Grievous Vasquez at his best. So we will step aside. I guess they're going to call it before the shot. So we come back. Maryland will be shooting free throws, try to add to their 1-point lead.
Ladies, I can hook it up so you can talk to all your friends all the time.
He means nights and weekends.
I could offer you unlimited calling.
Only in the same network.
So which one of us are you going to go with?
Chad. He's with Alltel, where I can call friends on any network, anytime, for as long as I want. And unlike your plans, his is really unlimited. Chad!
Oh, could this date get any worse?
Introducing FanU.com, the ultimate online community for college sports fanatics. Check it out and vote in Alltel's weekly FanU poll.
Nothing draws a neighborhood crowd together like the big game or the big race. And the best place to catch the action is right from your own living room. Food Lion is happy to help keep your home concession stand stocked all season with a fantastic variety of delicious foods at prices that will have you cheery. Food Lion, good neighbors, great prices.
ACC Tip-Off Week, Monday on Sports Night.
We're here today testing for the new Volkswagen Sign and Drive event, where you can get a new VW for practically just your signature. Just sign and drive. Introducing the Sign, Then Drive year-end event. Even better.
No down payment, no first month's payment, zero due at signing. Now until January 2nd.
look good while making someone look bad. All the gear you want to get. Sports Authority, dedicated to the dedicated.
7:28 to play in the first half. Lehigh hanging around, trailing Maryland by only one. And Jack Armstrong, they're doing it from behind the arc.
Al, they do a great job moving the ball. Here's Hall knocking down to Jimmy. And then a great movement again. The draw, the kick by Hall. Selkowski knocking it down. Shot ready. Look at Anderson right here. Comes right up the gut. Good screen that time by Brian White. And he nails it. So they're doing it. When they're able to get into rhythm, Brett Reed's squad, and run their offense and be functional, they're able to get quality shot opportunities.
There's Dupree with one opportunity, Gist with the follow. So there were going to be no foul shots from James Gist. He was fouled before the shot, but Maryland make the Hawks pay nonetheless as Braxton Dupree back in the game, and a reach-in foul called here on Tucker. Cliff Tucker's first since coming into the contest. Gary Williams has seen Lehigh shoot 50%. 3 of 6 from behind the arc, and his Terrapins have started out cold again. After Hayes got the first three-pointer, they've missed their last 5.
They have the lead, though, because they've been able to force turnovers. Lehigh with 5 turnovers, and they've been able to beat them up on the offensive glass to get second shot opportunities.
In now is Prentice Small, number 5, another turnover as he forced that pass into Dave Buckberger, number 32, in Brown. And Bowie misses the layup at the other end. That could have been another big explosive moment. So wholesale changes right now for Brett Reed as you have Shamus, number 21, who just attacked the basket there. Anderson remains in the game. Coming back now is going to be Zaire Carrington.
Shamus driving to the basket. He thought twice when he put it up on the... He knows his shot block is in there.
He watched James Gist take care of the senior Brian White early. Gist, who rarely comes off the floor, along with Gravis Vasquez. Eric Hayes got a brief respite. He is back in the game, number 5, working with Dupree, Bowie, Gist, and this man Tucker. Tucker gets the roll as he shoulders his way into the paint. So Tucker, Cliff Tucker, comes to a 5-point advantage now, the biggest for Maryland. Inside off the hands of Brian White. Tucker again, the finish. Beautifully done by the freshman. And Brett Reed has seen this game go from a 1-point Maryland advantage up now 7. So he wants a quick timeout.
The Terps doing a great job creating turnovers, a lot more energy in their defensive effort. And guess what? When you do that, bang, you get a 10-2 run in the books. Again, look at it. The active hands, and now Gist knocking it loose and up the floor. Nice pass by Bowie, and the finish down the other end. And again, great job by the Terps. And on the finish, Tucker in the open court. But the defense, key in the easy scoring opportunities. If you're laboring in your half-court offense, 5-on-5, you're laboring with your shooting, turn your defense up that next level, and now you're able to get those high percentage scores in transition.
A very good timeout by Brett Reed, because this is the run you did not want to see. Lehigh had been doing a good job, Jack, of keeping things patient. You talked about how they were running their offense well, protecting the basketball. Back-to-back turnovers, and Maryland has made them pay.
Well, the words are poise and composure, and you better show a lot of it.
And a great play by James Gist, much in the same fashion. He had the block on Brian White earlier, came from out of nowhere to knock the ball away, and they say off Zaire Carrington at the very end.
Wow.
So another turnover forced by the Maryland defense. And this is what Gary Williams has needed to see. Wants to see the high-energy athleticism on defense that he knows he has. Offense will come. Bowie off balance. And here comes the foul as he was a little frustrated on that miss. Good rebound and possession by Rob Keefe back into the game for Brett Reed. Also, Brett Reed wastes no time to bring his leader, Marquise Hall, back into the contest to do all the ball handling against this Maryland trap.
Returning for Bowie, 21, Gravis Vasquez.
Hall has to pick it up out of a crowd. Now Carrington down the lane and scores. Zaire Carrington, who they say is by far the most athletic player on this Lehigh squad. He had a great play there.
He took it up forcefully. No fear whatsoever.
Dupree got loose inside and finishes.
Hey, finally made his initial play right there.
It'll hurt his offensive rebounding average, but helps the scoring and the field goal percentage.
Great job. Nice position inside. Excellent post feed.
8 points, 5 rebounds for Braxton Dupree in his first starting assignment of the season. White looks for Kiefer up at the top as the shot clock ticks to 10. Ryan White down the lane, off the glass, a little short, swatted, kept alive by Lehigh. And Kiefer with the floater. Back of the iron and out. Second chance and a block, but too much arm on Cliff Tucker as Kiefer got fouled on the way up.
Rob Kiefer, Rookie of the Week last week in the Patriot League. You know, good shooter, plays with a lot of confidence. High energy flurry that time from the freshman.
At the line,
it is amazing when you look at this game and how many freshmen are playing critical roles on both sides.
Hey, that's college hoops now. I mean, you know, and there's so much parity in it as well. You know, you're going to have more and more upsets. You know, we see it in college football. We've already seen it the first few weeks here in college hoops. It is constant with all the turnover and coaches going with the young players. And you play so many early games now, less practice time. A lot more potential for volatility and upsets.
Kiefer buries a pair. The lead is back down to 5 as Dino Gregory makes his first appearance. Yet another freshman out of Baltimore. Landon Milbourne, #1, also back in the game as James Gist. It's a rare breather. Offensive foul position was held by Zaire Carrington. So the offensive foul, and Maryland turns it over again after that great 10-2 run. The timeout by Brett Reed seems to have settled the Mountain Hawks down.
Good point, Alan. It's so important. I can't say it enough. I've coached in enough of these games where your offense has got to hang in there. You got to make good plays, keep the crowd out of the game, score enough, get good shots. Because if you turn it over and take bad shots, Maryland will blow you out.
And there was a great example of being very patient on breaking the trap, making very smart, deliberate passes, not forcing anything, which plays right into Maryland's hands. Ball closed off, but Kiefer will shoot. Tipped alive and over the back was Zaire Carrington. We will step aside. We've got 3 minutes, 50 seconds to go in this first half. It's Maryland in control by just 5.
When Dodge unveils the most exciting sales event of the year, we want everyone to know about it. Announcing the Dodge event of a lifetime. For a limited time, get 0% financing on Grand Caravan with a 5-star crash test rating. Backed by our lifetime powertrain warranty. That's the best warranty in the business, bar none. Hurry into your Dodge dealer today, because while the warranty goes on for a lifetime, this event ends soon.
Imagine what a well-tailored suit can do. Men's Warehouse. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
What's this?
Verizon network.
But they were at the store with me.
No, I got Verizon for our home phone, so now we have double the network and we'll save money on all our calls.
Oh, great. Do you think we should introduce them, or?
Hey, Marty! Hey, Carl! Hey, Jeff! Hey, Kathy!
I don't think they know each other.
Now get unlimited calling from your home phone plus wireless service starting at just $59.99. Double the reliability, double the value. Verizon. It's the network.
The odds the entire city will be frozen in its tracks. 25 to 1. The LR3. Created for the one. Visit your local Land Rover center.
Comcast Sportsnet coverage is being brought to you by Toyota, where you'll find the ride of your life. Toyota, moving forward. By BB&T, there's opportunity here. By Alltel. And by Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. With Jack Armstrong, I'm Al Koken. We're watching Gary Williams and the Maryland Terrapins at home after a 2-game trip, the O'Reilly Car Care Classic in Kansas City, where the Terrapins fell to UCLA in Missouri. They lead Lehigh by 5, and it doesn't get any easier in the next game. Here at College Park on November 28th against against Illinois, a team that gave Duke all they could handle the other night. Dino Gregory.
Big Ten ACC challenge, and Maryland tonight, they forced 8 turnovers. They've gotten 9 points off those turnovers, and they've gotten 12 second chance points off their offensive rebounds. So that's how they have the lead, those 2 categories, creating plays with their defense and getting second chances.
Traveling call, as we want to tell you that Lehigh, as we see with the ACC, where Maryland is positioned right there in the middle of everything, and you see the power at the top with North Carolina and Duke.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I know we're all shocked to see that. Virginia had a big win out at Arizona recently, so you know Dave Leto has got the Cavaliers gunning, and really when you see this whole entire conference, I think I always judge a conference by how strong the teams at the quote-unquote bottom are. That is always the case at the ACC level. No easy nights. Lehigh, over the last 640, just 2 field goals and 6 turnovers. Powering his way to the hole is Gist back in the game and making his presence felt. The senior from Silver Spring has got a 3-point play opportunity ahead.
We talked about it. He's got incredible second, third effort in his game, timing, relentless on the backboards. You know, if you're Brett Reed with Lehigh, you're happy your team's forcing the initial miss, but you're just not able to come up with the close of that defensive possession. It's like making a shot. On defense, you got to close the possession with a rebound. They're not able to do it.
Prentice Small back in the game to handle the ball here. 5 points, 3 steals for James Gist in this contest. Galikowski gets it back to Marquise Hall, and now he wants to set the offense up, but we're under 15 on the shot clock. Gist came out to challenge. Anderson, the open 3. Got it again. Phil Anderson has buried 2 threes to keep Lehigh within a sniff.
He's got great mechanics. I mean, he catches, he's shot ready. Great rotation, follow through.
Vasquez, beautiful look to Gist, blocked on the way up and fouled by Anderson.
That's Vasquez's game. He's able to penetrate. He's got outstanding peripheral vision. And beautiful pass inside to the big fella.
You know what I like about watching Vasquez this afternoon, Jack, is the fact that he comes into this game as the leading scorer for Maryland, averaging just under 17 a contest. But he looks like he's been bound and determined to get everybody else going. He really has sacrificed some of his offense with some of the things that I think he does best, particularly in the open floor.
Well, you're right. And, you know, when you look at his game, when he sticks with playing high percentage, being solid, getting teammates involved, and letting his own offense come to him, he's much more effective.
So the 2 free throws for Gist gives him 7 and makes the lead 7. Trying to answer back was Marquise Hall, who's had a quiet first half for Lehigh. The leading scorer averaging just under 15 points a game. He is 1 of 6 from the field. And Dupree getting position, as you point out, Jack. That wide body has established himself, and they found him, forcing Lehigh to foul him all afternoon.
You know, it's one thing to be a wide body. It's another thing to have the willingness and the effort to get position. A lot of guys just stand there and they let the defense front them. He really does a good job using his body, setting himself up, getting to his sweet spot, and making it difficult to move him.
And Dupree has really started to heat up from the free throw line after missing his first 3. That's the 3rd personal foul on Phil Anderson. We've seen how valuable he has been, particularly from 3-point range. So David Sastrom, a 7-footer from Everett, Washington, the freshman, will come into the game. Dupree now with 10 points and 5 rebounds.
I like his game. I mean, once he polishes his post skills, he's going to be better and better.
Reggie Greenwood says keep it in possession of Lehigh. Terps thought they'd created another turnover.
Their pressure really starting to bother the Mountain Hawks.
Critical time here, Jack. 1:50 to go. 35-26. Lehigh does not want to see this get to a double-digit lead. And they will not if they keep shooting like that. Again, Matt Shelikowski showing a very nice stroke. Eric Hayes answers back. So a long gap in three-pointers. Eric Hayes started it. Eric Hayes may have finished it for the first half. As Shelikowski again.
It's raining threes. Get your neck brace on out. We're going back and forth here.
Love to see it. It's a 7-point advantage, but Lehigh not backing down. The kick out to Milbourne. Hayes had a look. Shelikowski closed him off. Prentice Small on Vasquez. Good pick by Gist. Hayes works to the top of the key. Milbourne inside to Vasquez. 5 on the shot clock. Vasquez falling down, and they got an offensive foul.
Well, this is a crucial possession coming up now for Lehigh. Now, can you get yourself in a position where you go to the locker room down 5 or 6 points?
That would be a great position to be in, no question.
Because they've coughed it up a lot of late, and they've just managed to hang in there.
Here's where that trap is so dangerous. Milbourne and Hayes. Nice play by Small to break it. Shelikowski had it poked away. 18 seconds on the shot clock. 35.9 in the first half. Those quick hands of James Gist. He has done it all defensively for the Terrapins.
So he does not take plays off. He brings it high energy, high intensity each play.
And there he is again. James Gist, his second block of the evening.
Get that you-know-what out of here.
So explosive is James Gist. Hayes. The shot clock is off. 15 seconds to go. Maryland holding for the final shot, up 7. A 3 could be a real backbreaker for a double-digit lead. See how Hayes plays it. Hayes turns in the paint, short. Dupree had it go off his hand, so Lehigh will have 3.1 seconds remaining to make one final statement, down 7. Prentice Hall gets it to half court. At the buzzer, no, wasn't going to go. And thanks to Braxton Dupree with a 10.5 rebound performance and some spectacular defense by James Gist, the Maryland Terrapins, a little bit of a struggle against Lehigh, but they lead it by 38-31 as Gary Williams takes that 7-point advantage into the intermission locker room. We'll step aside, get you caught up in our Comcast Sportsnet studios, and back with the second half ahead.
Welcome to the Sports Night Halftime Report.
Hey everyone, Michael Jenkins with you. Welcome to your Terps Halftime Report. Back out to Comcast Center in just a moment. But first, more college basketball from around the country. NC State and South Carolina. Sidney Lowe and the Wolfpack in Orlando taking on the Gamecocks. Second half, State trailing but not for long. Brandon Costner spots up for 3 and knocks it down. State up 1 in this game. Later in the half, Costner puts them up for good. A deep three-pointer right there. He had 21 as the Wolfpack won by 2. 63-61. To the ice, Bruce Boudreau making his debut as Caps head coach in Philly, taking on the Flyers. Caps off to a great start on the power play. Nicholas Backstrom, great pass to Mike Green. The one-timer beats Martin Biron. Caps up 1-0 less than 3 minutes into the game. Head to overtime, tied at 3. Alex Ovechkin to Nicholas Backstrom. There for the goal on his 20th birthday. That's the game winner. And Boudreau celebrates his first win as Caps head coach, 4-3 the final. Time to head to break, but we'll be back with more of this Terps halftime report right after this.
Why are most luxury car makers doing the same thing? Dropping their maintenance program so you foot the bill. BMW is different. As an independent company, we can stand behind BMW Ultimate Service. You pay nothing for brake pads, rotors, and more for 4 years or 50,000 miles. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. With the most comprehensive, no-cost maintenance program available.
We're America's largest refiner.
And some of the vehicles we fuel don't travel on roads. For those that do, we make some of the cleanest gasoline on the planet. And every drop is performance guaranteed. And our employees contribute over 200,000 hours a year in our communities. We know you probably don't think about these things when you think of Valero. That's okay, just as long as when you do think of us, you think of this. Valero, the energy to take you anywhere.
What if there was a way to know which one's the sweetest? Which one will make the best impression? Or which one will be the most loyal? What if you could tell at a glance which one's the real value? At Saturn, just look for the red tag and you'll know. Find great deals on the Saturn you've always wanted, but hurry before the car that's meant for you is gone. Now get 0 for 60 for well-qualified buyers on all 2007s. The year-end red tag event from Saturn.
I know a place I love with big bright lights above me. It's all that's meant to be. Everything we are, the drive, the passion, amazing stars. In every place we are, the pride, the history, the exciting place. It's always who we are. Everything we are, the drive, the passion, amazing stars. In every place we are, the pride, the history, the exciting place. It's always who we are.
Hear from the coach first. Watch Joe Gibbs' press conference Mondays at 5 on Washington Post Live on Comcast Sportsnet.
And here's what's happening tonight on Sports Night. More on the debut of Bruce Boudreau as the Caps head coach. We'll have a one-on-one interview with Skins quarterback Jason Campbell on the eve of their game against Tampa Bay. Plus a preview of tonight's game between the Warriors and Wizards. That is tonight on Sports Night here on Comcast Sportsnet. That's going to do it for this Terps halftime report. I'm Michael Jenkins. After this timeout, back to Comcast Center for the second half between Maryland and Lehigh. Terps with a 7-point lead. Enjoy the second half, everyone.
Somewhere between starting a business and growing one, you're going to need a bank. We'd like to be it. The small business advisors of RBC Centura. With more proactive advice, proven ideas, and dedicated service than you'd expect from a bank. RBC Centura. Let's do something giant.
Of course Geico sponsors Mike's Race Car because they insure everything race car fans love. RVs, motorcycles, ATVs. Tell you one thing they can insure. Lauren Wallace. Because Lauren Wallace is made of lightning. Those guys are like, hey, where's Lauren? He was just here a minute ago. I'm 100 miles away, son. Ready to strike.
Geico, saving you money on insurance for your car and the other stuff that moves.
Ladies, I can hook it up so you can talk to all your friends all the time.
He means nights and weekends. I could offer you unlimited calling. Only on the same network.
So which one of us are you going to go with?
Chad. He's with Alltel, where I can call friends on any network, anytime, for as long as I want. And unlike your plans, his is really unlimited. Chad!
Oh, could this date get any worse?
Introducing FanU.com, the ultimate online community for college sports fanatics. Check it out and vote in All Cells Weekly FanU poll.
Dedication, perseverance, excellence. These principles guide student athletes of the Atlantic Coast Conference every day in their quest to be the very best in the classroom and athletic competition. The official corporate partners of the ACC exemplify these values and salute all the student athletes as they follow their dreams today, tomorrow, and beyond.
Dedication, hard work, while always looking to the future. That's what makes an ACC student athlete. Me. Developing the best of myself to become a better person. Making it all come together. Achieving. Preparing for tomorrow. Then it hit me. I'm also preparing for the rest of my life.
The Atlantic Coast Conference, striving for tomorrow, today.
ACC Tip-Off Week, Monday on Sportsnet.
University of Maryland back home. Even though the students are out, a good crowd this afternoon here at Comcast Center watching the Terrapins open up a 38-31 halftime lead over visiting Lehigh. Al Koch and Jack Armstrong with you. And Jack, I've been very impressed with what I've seen from Lehigh, but that energy and athleticism on both ends of the floor has really been impressive for Maryland, the way they got things going, particularly Braxton Dupree in the starting lineup because of an illness to Bombali Osby has really been a factor.
Well, he's taken major advantage of it. He's doing a great job getting deep position inside, playing with a lot of energy, and I think Maryland has done a real nice job today as well, creating turnovers, getting the tempo in their favor, and their offensive rebounding led by Dupree and just has been a big part of it. And then, you look at Maryland, the key is getting the ball inside. Gets right here, Dupree with the second effort going strong to the bucket. And then, so much of this is the turnover game. The ability to get out in the open court. Look at this, Tucker scoring off a miscue by Lehigh. And then last but not least, Hayes, get him off the schneid. And that makes a big difference, being able to knock shots down.
And talk about three-pointers. It's the reason Lehigh is in this game. They are 5 of 9 from behind the three-point line.
And a big reason, too, is their execution, their poise, composure. They're doing an excellent job of staying in their offense, spaced out, taking good high-percentage shots. And here's Anderson right there knocking it down. But Lehigh doing the job, hanging close.
Those were our Subway highlights. We'll be back with the stats of the first half and a look ahead to the second half here on Comcast Sportsnet.
A new day is coming, and new ways to meet our area's growing energy needs. Because Progress Energy is using innovative and environmentally responsible solutions, including solar power, alternative energy like eGrass, and energy-saving efficiency programs for clean, reliable, affordable power and a future that's always bright. Progress Energy, looking at power in a new light.
Dedication, hard work, while always looking to the future. That's what makes an ACC student athlete. Me, taking the best parts of myself to become a better person. Making the pieces fit, achieving, preparing for tomorrow. Then it hit me. I'm also preparing for the rest of my life.
The Atlantic Coast Conference, striving for tomorrow, today.
Studies show subjects exposed to innovative learning create new knowledge and lead in ways that benefit society. Direct stimulation to the research sector inspires discoveries that strengthen the economy. In fact, a small handful of world-class universities are now recognized as the brains behind their state's prosperity. And you thought all we did was teach. The University of Maryland. Fear the turtle.
The Redskins, the Bucs, a great NFC battle, and Comcast Sportsnet has it covered. Sunday, live at 10, Redskins kickoff, Washington's best pregame show. Then, right after the game, Redskins postgame live, complete analysis and reaction, plus Joe gives his press conference. Sunday, there's only one place to be, the official sports network of the Redskins, Comcast Sportsnet.
Make a difference this holiday season. Join the Neediest Kids again this year and help bring some extra cheer to families in need.
It's easy to lend a hand. You can drop off non-perishable food items at any Food and Fun shopping cart at area Safeway stores, or you can make a contribution by mail.
A little extra goes a long way.
Let's join together to brighten this holiday season.
More games, more news, more passion. You're watching Comcast Sportsnet.
Comcast Sportsnet coverage is brought to you by BB&T. There's opportunity here. By Toyota. Moving forward where you'll find the ride of your life. Toyota. And by Subway, eat fresh. A little bit early for Christmas, but the day after Thanksgiving finds a good crowd here at Comcast Center. Enjoying so far what they've seen. The Maryland Terrapins up by 7 over the Mountain Hawks of Lehigh. Time to take a look at our stats, brought to you by Craig Northrup and the Northrup team.
Well, both teams are shooting the ball exceptionally well. Maryland from the field, Lehigh from three-point range. Maryland doing a great job getting on the backboards, getting to the free throw line, points in the paint. That's the big story. And points off of turnovers. That's the battle that Maryland's winning right now. That's why they have the 7-point lead. Lehigh hanging tough. Ball distribution in the half court. Making those three-point shots, that are going to need to do more of that in the second half. They hang tough.
And the Terrapins will need to hang on to James Gist the rest of the way to close this one out, second half ahead.
When Chrysler unveils the most exciting sales event of the year, we want everyone to know about it. Announcing the Chrysler event of a lifetime. For a limited time, get 0% financing on 2008 models, all backed by our lifetime powertrain warranty. That's the best warranty in the business, bar none. But hurry into your Chrysler dealer today, because while the warranty goes on for a lifetime, this event ends soon.
We're here today testing for the new Volkswagen Sign and Drive event, where you can get a new VW for practically just your signature. Just sign and drive. Introducing the Sign, Then Drive year-end event. Even better.
No down payment, no first month's payment, zero due at signing. Now until January 2nd.
ACC Tip-Off Week. Your complete season preview. Monday on Sports Night. Only on Comcast Sportsnet.
College life is so complicated. There's your grade point average, your roommates, then there's money. With BB&T student-free banking, you get free checking and easy access to your money. We'll even link your account to your folks' BB&T account back home. Because you've got enough to worry about, like what to wear this weekend. Banking, insurance, investments. BB&T. There's opportunity here.
It only happens once a year. The Chevy Red Tag event. The time to see some red and save some green. Now get 1.9% financing for 60 months for well-qualified buyers on every 08 Silverado half-ton crew cab. That's 1.9% financing on Silverado Crew, available with best-in-class highway fuel economy. Click on ChevyFirst.com, then see your capital area Chevy dealer.
It's Maryland by 7 as we get ready for the start of the second half. Good crowd at Comcast Center. I'm glad you're with us on Comcast Sportsnet. Matt Token and Shaq Armstrong bringing you the action this afternoon. And Matt Shellikowski has got a 12-point first half under his belt. As you see, he teaming with Phil Anderson, who's got 3 personal fouls. They had 18 points, just 13 for the rest of the Lehigh team.
Opportunistic, good catch and shoot guys. Taking advantage of the space, shot ready, nailing them.
And we'll see if Marquise Hall, who was held to just 3 points on 1 of 6 shooting, what he can do to get going in this second half for Lehigh, as knocked out of bounds was the entry pass. Brian White playing defense for Brett Reed, who's got to be pleased with most of what he saw in that first half. On the road against a very high-powered team.
Got to tighten things up on the backboards, control the boards, finish defensive possessions, and take care of the rock a little better.
Back in their 2-3 zone, Dupree tried to force it into Gist, and there was Zaire Carrington. So Maryland starts the first half with exactly what Gary Williams has been cautioning against, has been preaching to protect the basketball, and they turn it over in the first possession. Beautiful cut to the hoop. A good feed from Carrington to Kiefer, and Lehigh comes out of the locker room and slices this lead down to 5. Now another entry pass forced out of bounds off Dupree as Carrington again shows his athleticism.
Well, if you turn it over, you're going to give a team like Lehigh the confidence and the extra possessions to carve you up with their half-court execution. You're not able to set up your pressure. They're able to get the tempo in their favor.
Jack, you and I were talking at halftime of these first 5 minutes going to be so critical for Lehigh. Well, at least the first minute and change has gone fairly well for the Mountain Hawks until they turned it over there. Vasquez in the open floor where he's most dangerous. And the pretty finish by Gravis Vasquez.
Really nice job handling the rock, extended to the bucket.
Jack, I know the ACC is tough, as tough a conference as there is in the country. But when you spent your summer going against the likes of Kobe Bryant and Team USA, is there anything North Carolina can throw at you that's going to shock you?
That's going to make you a better player down the road in terms of just understanding how to play at a high level physically on each and every play, staying locked in emotionally and mentally, not getting thrown off your game when you struggle for a few minutes. And he's had problems with turnovers. Got to keep playing.
Blocked by Hall on Hayes after Carrington had scored for Lehigh at the other end. Shalakowski, open look, probably had a little too much time with that.
He had a chance to think about it at that time.
Rebound to Maryland. Vasquez again wants to run and gets the foul this time, as Gravis Vasquez has kicked it into high gear to start this second half.
Al, you know what I like about him today? Again, we talked about his struggles with his shooting, and you know, he's really doing a good job taking the ball to the basket. And look at the composite standings. Maryland second best. What a run Gary Williams has had here at Maryland.
And I tell you what, over the last few years, they have given the Duke Blue Devils more trouble than any other team in the ACC, in the country, however you stack it. Gary Williams, as he comes in as the 6th, only 5 other active coaches have a chance to get to the marks that Gary Williams is, the 6th highest ranking of active coaches in terms of total wins with 588.
Now, you know what I like about him and his teams over the years? Just what you see right here. They make you play the way they want you to play.
Now Landon Milbourne called for the offensive foul that gets immediate attention from Gary Williams. Milbourne to the bench quickly as Adrian Bowie checks back in.
But they shrug it off, and here they are again. They're extended in their pressure. Gary at Boston College, Ohio State, and here now at Maryland, his team's the same thing, the trademark intensity and pressure.
I knew him when he first got started at my alma mater, American University. The Eagles will be here on December 22nd, and there we talked about the active winners, and he's right. He and Bob Huggins are going to have an interesting battle the rest of this year. Huggins now at West Virginia, and those great numbers that Gary has posted up here. Now 19 seasons at Maryland.
And the guys above him, all Hall of Famers. So Gary Williams, if he keeps it going here at Maryland, it wouldn't shock me one bit to see him in the Naismith Hall of Fame.
Traveling on Shalakowski as the man-to-man pressure from Eric Hayes got to Matt Shalakowski. So Hayes will bring it up with 17 minutes, 10 seconds to go in this second half. 3 turnovers already for Lehigh in this half. Gist the pull-up jumper from the foul line. Tapped alive into the hands of Marquise Hall. Hall to run the show. Finds Shalakowski. Had it pushed away from him, but moment of hesitation allowed the Maryland defense to get back in position, and another turnover created 4 now against Lehigh. Vasquez forces things up, but will get the call against Zaire Carrington.
And what is he doing again? He's forcing the action on the defense instead of sitting outside taking jump shots. And he struggled with that coming into the game. I mean, Vasquez only shooting 17% behind the arc. So he's looking to be a little more aggressive, taking it off the bounce, and Gary Williams has to like what he sees from him.
He has seen his Terrapins now with 15 free throw attempts compared to only 5 for Lehigh, as Vasquez buries the first one. Carrington picking up another personal foul, has John Gorley in to replace him.
He's a chatterbox on the court, too. He's always yapping to his teammates and high energy, very focused.
Mentioned his competition against Team USA. He was the starting point guard for the Venezuelan team in the FIBA Americas tournament this summer that saw Team USA dominate. And he still lights up anytime you talk to him about playing against Kobe Bryant. Whistle.
Who's he? I never heard of him.
Yeah. Some guy who
plays for the Clippers, right? Is he play for the Clippers or is it the Lakers?
He's always being traded every other day, that guy, yeah. And Kobe Bryant, he said, was very encouraging after the game, told him to stick with it, likes his game, like his energy, stay aggressive. So Gravis Vasquez on that, what did you do on your summer vacation, would trump everybody in class with that paper.
Well, I have the opportunity to work with you. That's a big thrill as well. It's like playing against Kobe.
What did you do on your Thanksgiving vacation? Worked. Hall lost it for a moment, got it back, shot clock to 20. Kiefer now had it poked away by Vasquez, regains, pull up 3, got it. How about that sequence for Rob Kiefer?
Nothing like a broken play. You get your pass batted back at you, you make a 3. Go figure. Forget the X's and O's.
And still in this game, down 5 are the Mountain Hawks. Vasquez tries to change it. Put back by Gist.
Gist has tremendous rebounding instincts, gets to the weak side, never quits on a play.
If he was just a little more consistent on a shot, there's really not much you don't dislike about James Gist's game. You talked about the energy, never taking a play off, leading by example. And if James Gist could ever really get that mid-range stroke down, he would be a massive weapon in the ACC. Hall still can't find the range. Just 1 of 7 is Marquise Hall.
Well, that was a good play by Bowie there. Moved his feet, shot attempt.
Hayes had it blocked on the way up, but they say too much body on Brian White. Looked like a pretty good block, but the body was there as we step aside. Eric Hayes attacking the basket, trying to get that Maryland lead above where it is now at 7.
K&G wants you to look your best this holiday season. So right now, you'll find select lady suits, 2 for just $90, and select designer label suits, 2 for just $180. Celebrate in style with K&G. K&G Fashion Superstore. For men, for women, for less.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Julie, I need you home by 5, okay? Mom, I think it's breaking up. Honey, you have the Verizon network. Maybe it's on your end.
No, we have the Verizon network at home now, too.
Mom, there's bears here.
I'll see you at 5.
Bears?
Get Verizon home phone and wireless service together with unlimited calls between your wireless and home phone starting at $59.99. Double the reliability, double the value. Verizon.
What if there was a way to know which one's the sweetest? Which one will make the best impression? Or which one will be the most loyal? What if you could tell at a glance which one's the real value? At Saturn, just look for the red tag and you'll know. Find great deals on the Saturn you've always wanted, but hurry before the car that's meant for you is gone. Now get 0 for 60 for well-qualified buyers on all 2007s. The year-end red tag event from Saturn.
It's time now for our Geico.com ACC moment, and it focuses on Gary Williams, not as a coach, but as a Maryland player. How about that, Jack?
There he is, wearing a short shorts, styling.
Now, this is from the 1966-67 Maryland basketball guide. Maryland's best floor man can work the ball down the floor quicker than any of his mates, can hit the open man, a fierce competitor with a heart as big as his chest. That was the description in the press guide for that man, Gary Williams.
When you talk about heart, his teams, that's what they play with every single night. his whole career. They flat out compete. He's gotten a lot of players and a lot of teams to overachieve over the years. One of the best in the business.
We talked about his record as Hayes missed the first of his free throws. We talked about his overall record among active coaches, the 7th winningest active coach in NCAA Division I men's basketball. Also ranked 2nd among ACC coaches, active with 381 wins. Hayes can't get either of them to go. So Gary Williams, you just think about 30 years as a head coach, 19 in the ACC, 12 out of the last 14 seasons. Gary Williams has got the terrapins of the NCAA tournament, including a national championship, of course, back here in 2000.
And you think of the job he did when he first took over the program, when it was, you know, all sorts of recruiting issues and probation, and he came in and solidified it, got the community behind the program, and has built an incredible tradition here again.
A lot of credit went to some of the players who had an opportunity to leave, stayed. Most prominent of those was Walt Williams, who is still in this area, doing some media work as well. And Walt Williams really was somebody that Gary Williams could hang his hat on as he tried to rebuild this Maryland program. Here's Hall, can't get the roll. A follow-up still won't go. And James Gist finally clears. Bowie starts the break with Hayes. Kick to the corner for Vasquez for 3. Gravis Vasquez.
That was an excellent possession. Hayes not hanging his head because he missed 2 free throws. He pushes it down, little draw and kick, and sets up Vasquez for the open shot. Great guard play.
Gravis Vasquez has given Maryland the biggest lead of the game, and Brett Reed immediately takes a timeout to try and stem this run. We had said it was going to be an important first 5 minutes of the half, and they were just down 7, exactly the way Lehigh went to the locker room. Now they've got to worry about one of these runs going. We'll find out what Brett Reed and the Mountain Hawks have in store when we come back.
Have you seen the show that has everyone talking?
Much more to come on Washington Post Live.
You never really know what you're going to get.
Check this out.
With the biggest stars in sports and politics.
I don't think it's that great a sports guy. Unless Ken McHale's an idiot, they're not going to do that deal.
It's the hottest ticket in sports talk.
Here's the bottom line. The players have to take it upon themselves.
I don't mean to be flip here, but are they stupid? Drawing fans is not our problem if we do our job.
You do see a lot of players kind of implode or self-destruct against Tiger.
Even the organizers are rooting for Tiger. Let's lighten the mood a little bit.
Join Russ Thaler and the Washington Post as they cut loose.
So here's Howard Cosell and Muhammad Ali. I got a horse right here. His name is Paul Revere.
Hello, everybody. I'm Howard Cosell. Without further ado, there's the opening bell.
You got me there, didn't you?
Howard Cosell, I hear what you say. You're full of hot air. You got a bad toupee.
A little bit. That's all you get, though.
You know,
a little taste.
I already know that.
Already losing my mind.
Don't miss the next Washington Post Live, presented by First Fidelity Mortgage. Weeknights at 5, only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Make a difference this holiday season. Join the neediest kids again this year and help bring some extra cheer to families in need.
It's easy to lend a hand. You can drop off non-perishable food items at any food and fun shopping cart at area Safeway stores, or you can make a contribution by mail.
A little extra goes a long way.
Let's join together to brighten this holiday season.
Joe Gibbs' press conference, Mondays at 5 on Washington Post Live.
It's a great and proud basketball tradition here at College Park in the University of Maryland, the national championship we referred to as Gary Williams and company, and of course before him the great Lefty Driesell, who was just put into the College Basketball Hall of Fame this past weekend. Some of the numbers retired. Juan Dixon's number 3.
I worked the Toronto Raptor games, and there's Joe Harrington, former teammate of Gary Williams, just came on board on the staff, and last week he was coaching his son's 3rd grade team, and now he's on the bench.
Guessing there was a while there with all those turnovers, you never knew which he was still coaching. But Maryland's got it by 10. Joe Harrington on the staff now as an interim replacement. Michael Adams leaving the team for personal reasons as an air ball is thrown up in trying to beat The 35-second shot clock by Marquise Hall. Another look at Joe Harrington, who also served under Lefty Driesell here at Maryland as an assistant coach for 10 years.
I was talking to Joe before the game. He said he hasn't been on the Maryland bench in 28 years. How about that?
Vasquez turns and fires. Lehigh, on a drought of over 5 minutes with just one field goal, has now seen Maryland go up by 12. Hall just 1 of 10 from the field. He's missed his last 8. So how does Lehigh get Marquise Hall moving in this game?
Well, Vasquez has done a great job, as well as Bowie on him. They've really gotten into him and made him shoot over him, gotten inside his handle, frustrated him. Excellent perimeter defense.
So Bowie and company see Lehigh commit another turnover on a personal foul on Phil Anderson, his 4th of the game. Right back into the contest is the senior Brian White, as Anderson, who we saw with great three-point range in the first half, has not gotten anything offensively going, as this Maryland defense has turned up the heat and have really clamped down on the Mountain Hawks.
The momentum has swung here, and now this is the opportunity for Maryland to really take over.
Burney just into the game, puts up a left-handed hook that's a little off the mark. Jerome Burney. But Maryland, as Adrian Bowie enters, gets that Maryland 9-0 run to 52-38.
I like how Bowie plays. He's a tough dude, plays with a lot of energy.
They've said he's a great on-the-ball defender. You saw it there as Burney is going to get a foul against Marquise Hall for blocking. Burney up in the air, seemingly a little bit out of control, but Hall moved in underneath him. So Jerome Burney, the freshman from Atlanta, Georgia, will get to the line.
The foul's on number 1. Marquise Hall is first. The team's 5th.
Burney, a redshirt freshman.
Jerome Burney for 2.
Talk about, and you can appreciate it, Jack, when you have guys who can't play for whatever reason, either because they're coming back from an injury, have to redshirt because they're transferring, what they get in practice and the things they do in practice, and they talked about all the things that he learned from Osby and Gist has just made him a better player. Now that kind of lost medical year is out, now you start to see what they've picked up by working against those guys every day.
It's hard the first month, though, getting back in a stride, because you really haven't played competitively for a year. So it takes a while to get your game on track.
There was Bowie with the defense against Small to force him on the baseline. Lehigh's turned it over again. After a good start to the half, they're down 52-38.
Now, see, when people think of Geico, right, they think of car insurance. And, of course, saving money. But sometimes that can lead even the savviest driver astray. Take, for example, the motorcycle owner. He calls Geico wanting to save money on his car insurance, only to realise that he doesn't actually own a car. Well, needless to say, he's quite embarrassed, isn't he? Doesn't matter. Geico insures motorcycles and ATVs as well. That way, no one ends up looking foolish.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
What day is it? Saturday? So I haven't missed it. Today, everyone gets a rear seat entertainment system. And to you, a rear seat entertainment system. And one for you, and one for you, and one for you, young boy.
Rear seat entertainment system, everyone.
This holiday season, lease the all-new 2008 XC70 crossover and get a complimentary rear seat entertainment system.
At 13,000 feet, I know a lot of things can happen up here. Frostbite isn't one of them.
Sports Authority, dedicated to the dedicated.
Dodge unveils the most exciting sales event of the year. We want everyone to know about it. Announcing the Dodge event of a lifetime. For a limited time, get 0% financing on Grand Caravan with a 5-star crash test rating. Backed by our lifetime powertrain warranty. That's the best warranty in the business, bar none. Hurry into your Dodge dealer today, because while the warranty goes on for a lifetime, this event ends soon.
Joe Gibbs' press conference, Mondays at 5 on Washington Post Live.
Our Chick-fil-A nugget of the game. Some good news for the Maryland Terrapins, averaging over 21 turnovers a game for the first 5, just 9 so far this evening, Jack, and that's been good news for Gary Williams. And on the other side, Lehigh with 7 turnovers just in this half, only 3 field goals. So Gary Williams' defense has certainly got things done, and they're protecting the basketball better.
Well, a big reason why is they've been able to apply pressure, get the game in transition where it's a little looser. You're not going to turn over as much as when you're in your half-court sequences, and they've gotten a lot of easy shot opportunities off their pressure.
James Gist doesn't get it easier than that off the beautiful alley-oop setup from Eric Hayes.
Design play out of the timeout. Great play call by Gary Williams. Executed perfectly. And everyone thinks that's an easy play, throwing the alley-oop. But you've got to make that pinpoint pass. And then the big fella's got to go get it. Beautiful pass by Hayes. And watch Gist right here. They set the back screen against the zone. Up top. Hello, little flush right there.
Gist, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 blocks, has done it all for Maryland. And you're right, credit Eric Hayes with a beautiful pass. That's one of the advantages of having almost 2 point guards. Eric Hayes, a natural point guard, Vasquez, obviously. So both of them can really handle the basketball in the backcourt.
They've had a good flow today. They've been looking for each other, sharing the responsibilities, facilitating positive shot opportunities for each other, doing a nice job running the club.
Eric, the son of a coach, played for his dad Kendall at Potomac High School in Dumfries, Virginia. Hall closed out as Bowie will not let him get that corner turned, and now Gist a little too over anxious.
And now I can't say enough how good the defense has been from Adrian Bowie. I mean, he has been into Marquise Hall time and time again. That's him right there, and he's got quick feet. He can go east-west. And you talked about his ability to guard on the ball, not only on the ball but off the ball. He's been very effective, taking away a lot of the things that Hall's able to get established in a game. His drive game, his ability to knock down shots, not a lot of it today.
And Jack, as the season has gone on, better play has earned Adrian Bowie better minutes. Brian White will chase down the loose ball. He had just 15 minutes of action against UCLA, but had 4 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals against the then #1 team in the country. So when you have that type of performance, the confidence gets raised, and the coach's confidence in you gets raised.
If you're Bowie as well, I mean, the thing about him, it's so important in the ACC. There's so many great perimeter plays, and you got to have a stopper on a perimeter. And I've been impressed today with the job he's done.
Well, this second half, Lehigh has not had an easy look. Vasquez gets the turnover and the finish. Gravis Vasquez, 12 second-half points, as it's a 56-38 lead. Maryland starting to blow this out with a 13-0 run. Lehigh scoreless in over 5 minutes and 40 seconds of second-half basketball. Team that seems so confident in shooting. Looks like nobody wants the shot now. Still nothing for Hall. In and out on that last bucket and tipped out of bounds off the hands of Brian White.
And Hall's rushing his game a little bit. He's just, he's a little bit anxious. And Brett Reed's club just got to show patience.
So Dino Gregory checks in for James Gist, who gets a great ovation as he heads to the Maryland bench. And not sure if that's the final time, depending on what goes on with this game, as we still have plenty of time at 9:46.
He's so enjoyable to watch, Al. I mean, he just brings that blue-collar lunch pail mentality to the gym every night. Completely focused on what he's doing.
And Jack, you can answer this better than anyone as your days of coaching at Niagara, as we see some strong work on the inside, continued by Jerome Birdie. So many kids, I'm sure a lot of them, the ones that you coach, want to be defined by the final numbers. How many points did you score? How many threes did you hit? When you see a senior like James Gist try and lead by doing all the ugly things, the dirty things, that is a great value for a coach.
Not only that, he's going to play, because coaches love that. And if you're willing to block shots and rebound, take charges, defend, work your tail off, understand your role in the grand scheme of things, and you play for Gary Williams, he's going to get you in the game. You're going to get major minutes. And I think more and more young people, as you say, get caught up in the numbers, the scoring stats. Do the other things, you'll get on the court.
And when you do those other things, you get scoring opportunities. Last time James Gist was in this building, as the Maryland Terrapins beat Northeastern in overtime, Gist had a career-high 27 points, started out the game on a 9-0 Terrapin run. He had all 9 Maryland points.
And you see Hayes missing that shot there. They got to get him going a little bit.
Now we've got a jump ball. Held ball. Possession is going to go to Lehigh, but how about this high activity? As again, we start to see guys that Maryland fans may not be that familiar with, but watch how Bernie just says to Zaire Carrington. So you've got a lot of guys who Maryland fans are just going to have to start to get to know a little more, and Jerome Bernie making a statement there.
Well, these are games, too, for Gary Williams to get some of his younger players a few minutes under their belt, because they're going to need them as the conference season rolls around.
Hayes, the rebounds to miss. It is 10 straight misses now for Lehigh. Rare turnover for the Terps in this second half. Inside is Carrington, undaunted after having his last shot blocked. Zaire Carrington finally ends a long drought that lasted 7 minutes and 30 seconds, the first Lehigh points, and it's an 18-point Maryland advantage. Hayes inside, knocked off of Phil Anderson's hand as Brett Reed has got to get Anderson back in the game despite his 4 personal fouls.
Cliff Tucker checking in the game for Maryland. And Dupree coming in as well. So
Dupree was the leading scorer in the first half with 10 points for
getting
Maryland.
A few freshmen getting some minutes. And Maryland fans got to be a little patient with this club. A lot of youth on this club. There's going to be some growing pains, but some nice young players.
30-second timeout, as literally coming out of his shoes was Adrian Bowie. He's made a lot of other guys come out of their shoes with his great play, but so Gary Williams takes a little time out and has a word for Adrian Bowie. Yeah, at what time, is there a real kind of timetable that you always look at to say, okay, I've got a lot of freshmen, I'm giving them a lot of minutes, by X part of the schedule, I should start to see something in terms of a little more consistency where I stop thinking of them as purely as freshmen?
Sometime in January, when you really start going nose to nose against the people in your own conference, and then you're able to get a barometer of how good those freshmen are. Can they compete at their level? It's one thing to compete against Lehigh, with all due respect to Lehigh, but it's a little different when you go up against Wake Forest and Duke and Carolina, Georgia Tech, people like that. Can you bring the goods on those days? But in order to have the ability to do it, you got to have minutes under your belt in games like this, right, so you don't have those jitters.
And you also got to get them, let them feel what it's like to be at Cameron, as Gravis Vasquez last year at Cameron certainly made sure everybody down in Durham remembers him, as he was nothing short of unbelievable. 13 points, 9 rebounds, 12 assists versus Duke in a big win down there. Just 1 rebound shy of what would have been Maryland's first triple-double since 1987. So Vasquez likes to play under the bright lights, but these freshmen have got to learn what it's like in these very difficult ACC buildings.
And he was only a freshman last year, so you hope that more players are able to do that.
Kiefer pumps in a 3. Rob Kiefer from the corner makes it 60-43. So if you are Brett Reed, you just need to have your Mountain Hawks try and close this game out and take a little momentum. They were selected as the number 4 team in the Patriot League to finish off on the inside by Braxton Dupree for his 12th.
Opportunities multiply as they're seized. And, you know, the fact that he's gotten the opportunity to start today because of his teammate being sick, he is taking advantage. This is going to help his growth.
If you're just joining us today here on Comcast Sportsnet, Bombali Osby did not start for Maryland because of a stomach virus. But Braxton Dupree, with 10 points in the first half, certainly answered the bell very well for the Terps. Good play by Carrington, got whacked on his way up. Zaire Carrington strong on the offensive boards. But the story has been Gravis Vasquez,
One more
Eric
time,
Hayes,
we're gonna
and
get it.
James Gist. You asked for it,
Gotta
Jack.
love it. Here we go.
Ladies, I can hook it up so you can talk to all your friends all the time.
He means nights and weekends.
I could offer you unlimited calling.
Only on the same network.
So which one of us are you going to go with?
Chad. He's with Alltel, where I can call friends on any network, anytime, for as long as I want. And unlike your plans, his is really unlimited. Chad!
Oh, could this date get any worse?
Introducing FanU.com, the ultimate online community for college sports fanatics. Check it out and vote in Alltel's weekly FanU poll.
For over 50 years, a tradition of excellence has continued in the Atlantic Coast Conference. But it's not all about trophies and winning. It's also about sportsmanship, showing respect, rising above it all, and being a leader for both fans and players alike. In the ACC, we're working hard to continue making sportsmanship a tradition. The ACC, a tradition of excellence, then, now, and always.
Smooth Jazz 105.9.
The home of the stress-free workday.
Listen at work.
The stress-free workday.
Only on Smooth Jazz 105.9.
Smooth Jazz 105.9.
The home of the stress-free workday.
Listen at work.
The stress-free workday.
Only on Smooth Jazz 105.9.
It's immaculate.
I know. And there's even a warranty for up to 6 years or 100,000 miles.
The leather is perfect.
It is.
Okay, so you're telling me that this is not a new car?
That's right, sir. It's a certified pre-owned BMW. I swear.
Okay. I'm good. You good?
I'm good.
Thanks for coming.
Pre-owned, we swear. Visit your local BMW center for more information on these special offers.
What had been a 7-point halftime lead for Maryland has now been stretched to 19, and Jack, our Chrysler game summary, will probably tell you all you need to know as to why.
You're right, and Braxton Dupree with his first collegiate start has been very effective. The defense on Marquise Hall for Maryland, he's their best player for Lehigh, and they've held him to 1 of 13. And look at that, Vasquez in the second half outscoring the entire Mountain Hawks team. So he has been impressive, the sophomore from Venezuela.
Carrington takes the first of his two and drops it in. You see Vasquez now taking a seat. As we will keep you apprised if Vasquez, if Gist come back in. It seems doubtful at this point. But we will keep that checked out for you as we continue to see more youth. Another freshman in the game, Dino Gregory, along with Cliff Tucker. So you got 4 freshmen and a sophomore out there right now for Gary.
And on the flip side, for Lehigh, they're a very young club in their conference as well, the Patriot League. Greg Reed in his first year as club playing with a lot of heart today.
As we mentioned, they were selected to be 4th in the Patriot League in preseason polls. Here's numbers for the Mountain Hawks, and Carrington loses it on the way up. Hayes tries to answer back. This is, I think, where Gary Williams wouldn't mind seeing Eric Hayes be a little selfish. He is a terrific outside shooter. But we talked about how great he is handling the basketball, a natural point guard. Sometimes I think Eric Hayes passes up certain shots, and if you're going to play with Gravis Vasquez, he's got to do more of exactly this. Even though he missed there,
there you go,
I think
Coach.
Gary Williams,
That's what you asked for.
But I think Gary Williams wants to see a little more aggressive shooter's mentality from a guy who's going to be playing a lot of 2-guard for this team. Delikowski has gotten cold as the game has gone on. Red hot in the first half. Carrington forces his way in and will get a trip to the line because of it.
Hayes 3 of 11 today from the field. And look at the Patriot League. Lehigh, as you mentioned, picked 4th. Holy Cross, Ralph Willett and his team will be in here in January to play the Maryland Terps. And
you've seen Holy Cross.
Oh, boy, they're good. Yeah. He does a great job of that club. I had them against Syracuse and in the bracket buster game a year ago as well against Hofstra. They are tough as nails. So Maryland fans, you're going to have your hands full with that team coming in here in January.
So Vasquez and Gist do come off the bench and get some more work. And Brett Reed certainly knows, I mean, the Bucknell team, If you're an NCAA basketball fan from a couple years ago, you know the big upset that Bucknell had over Kansas. So, you know, the Patriot League with some talent.
Very good conference.
Right in the middle of it will be the Mountain Hawks of Lehigh. So Vasquez back in the game, working with Hayes, Gist, Dupree, and Cliff Tucker. A three for Vasquez.
That was nice. They ran what we call a little flare screen, and Vasquez faded to the corner, and Hayes threw him a pass. Perfect. Right in his shooting pocket, and he nailed it. That's great guard play.
These tune-up games are a great opportunity to get guys getting confident again in their stroke, and that is Vasquez as a power rebound hauled down by Tucker. Leads the break. Hayes pull-up three.
There you go. There you go. That's what you like to see if you're a Terp fan. And a little bit of sigh of relief right there.
So back-to-back threes and a fired-up Gravis Vasquez. He hit the first three. His backcourt mate and fellow sophomore Eric Hayes hit the next one. And Brett Reed will take a timeout for the Mountain Hawks as it's 68-45. And Gary Williams brought his more experienced players back in and take another look.
And that was what we call. He used that screen. He flared to the corner. Hayes threw him a perfect pass. And then Hayes shot ready, nailing it in the open court. And they have had a nice game today collectively. Vasquez, a career high 22. And, you know, if you're going to be effective in the ACC, you've got to have outstanding guard play. And both of these guys are underclassmen, and they're still going through some of the growing pains, as this whole Maryland team will at times. But they definitely have the goods. They have the ability. And as they get stronger and a little bit more savvy, watch out.
As this game has gone on, everything has picked up in terms of pace, both offensively and defensively. Hall finally gets it to go and needs a circus shot to do it. Of all the easier looks he's had tonight, Jack, that one goes in. 2 of 15 is the Mountain Hawks' leading scorer, Marquise Hall.
He's not going to have a lot of games like this in the Patriot League. He is a big-time player in the conference.
As you said earlier, the defending Patriot League Rookie of the Year. He was on the freshman mid-major All-American team. And double figures last year 16 different times. But after getting held only 5 points in the last outing, it's been tough for Marquise Hall. A lot of it has to do with Gravis Vasquez on the defensive end. And once again, burying a three at the other side.
The Range Rover Sport, with complimentary scheduled maintenance. Visit your local Land Rover Center.
If you're watching that other local sports network, you're not seeing the full picture. This fall, turn to Comcast Sportsnet so you can see the games in high definition. Watch Gilbert Arenas, Alexander Ovechkin, plus the college game in stunning clarity and sound. Experience what sports should look like. We've got it. The other guys don't. Comcast Sportsnet HD. Comcast Digital Cable Channel 251. If you don't get Comcast Sportsnet HD, call your cable or satellite provider now.
Hey! What is your problem, man? All right. What's going on here, fellas?
The missile was about to hit the school.
That doesn't change the fact that I don't have a car anymore. Who just throws a person's car at a missile?
You're serious?
Yeah. Who's going to pay for my car?
Terps, Hokies, Cavaliers, or the boys of Tobacco Road. ACC Tip-Off Week. Your complete season preview starting Monday on Sportsnet. Only on Comcast Sportsnet.
A good look at a man who made his mark here at Maryland as a player. Wore number 22 with distinction, and it is retired up in the rafters here at Comcast Center. That's Keith Booth in his 4th season as an assistant coach for Gary Williams. And, you know, you talk back to the days when Gary Williams got here, Jack, and had to kind of rebuild the program. Bob Wade, and there's a lot of controversy surrounding it. A lot of people, myself included, think Bob Wade got a very, very bad rap on some things that happened to him in this program. And because of it, a lot of people in the Baltimore area did not want to send talent down to this University of Maryland. Well, getting Keith Booth to come in, that was followed by Juan Dixon, and now as an assistant coach, Keith Booth has done a great job opening up that Baltimore pipeline to Gary Williams and the Terrapins.
Well, if you're going to be successful here at Maryland, that's a major area that you have got to recruit successfully, and they are doing it.
You see the benefits of it with guys like Dino Gregory, a freshman who's come in this year. We also talked about the man who started at center today, Braxton Dupree. In fact, when you talk about Braxton Dupree, he played at Calvert Hall in Baltimore, which is the alma mater of the great Juan Dixon, whose number here is also retired. As you mentioned, you watched him play and still is doing a nice job in the NBA.
I do the Toronto Raptor game, so Juan plays for the Raptors, and real good player. And fill it up from outside.
This is such a basketball-rich area. Everybody says, well, you got to recruit your backyard. You can't keep everybody because there's just too much talent. And when you also include relatively close drive, well, certainly Montrose Christian Academy is local. You know, Oak Hill is not that far away in Virginia. There's a lot of these small schools.
And there are other good programs as well coming in. You know, you have Georgetown, GW, George Mason, and just a few of them that are all trying to recruit this area. And, you know, Jimmy Patsos, Gary Williams' former assistant, doing a great job at Loyola. You know, so it's a talent-rich area, but there are also a lot of great programs trying to get players to go to their schools. But Maryland will always get their share.
Absolutely. Guys like Braxton Dupree, who will be given an opportunity. And, of course, Maryland is very, very happy that they picked up a couple of letter of intents. One of them, a young man by the name of Augustus Gilchrist, who is from Temple Hills, Maryland, a progressive Christian high school, and guard Sean Mosley, again, another player out of Baltimore. So that Baltimore connection continues. Gilchrist rated as the number 14 power forward in the nation by Rivals.com, and Mosley the number 13 shooting guard by another scouting service. So the talent continues here in the present and in the future for Gary Williams at Maryland as we approach the 2-minute mark of this game, and the Terrapins comfortably in control, 68-47. I know Jack will join me in a great shout-out for our post-holiday performance by our terrific Comcast Sportsnet crew, all the men and women who pushed themselves away from the table early last night to make sure they were here and ready to set everything up for us today, and we appreciate their great work. Well, along with Gary Williams, you can watch what's coming up later on tonight on Sports Night, presented by Erie Insurance. Highlights of the Caps Flyers' first game for the Capitals under new head coach Bruce Boudreau after Glenn Hanlon was fired, unfortunately, on Thanksgiving Day. Warrior and Wizards preview as they are in action tonight, and we'll go one-on-one with Redskin quarterback Jason Campbell before his matchup with the Tampa Bay Bucks. That's tonight after the game on Comcast Sportsnet.
Warriors, Wizards. Defense?
No.
There'll be a lot of high scoring in that game.
Now let me get your NBA analyst hat on for just a moment as we get the final moments here. How are the Wizards going to fare without Gilbert Arenas for 3 months?
They're a team that has struggled stopping people consistently, and so without Arenas being able to provide them that scoring punch, it's going to be a big challenge for them. They're going to really have to tighten the screws defensively and do a better job executing their half-court stop. Eddie Jordan really likes to run a lot of that Princeton stuff, and they're going to have to get better. Caron Butler and Jamison are still very good players.
At the other end, right into the game and right into the scoring column was Shane Walker, the 6'10 freshman from one of the schools we mentioned locally, Montrose Christian, who played last year with Adrian Bowie on that Mustang team. Also had a couple of years playing for Chuck Drizel, one of Gary Williams' additional assistant coaches, one of the top assistants over there. And if that Drizel name sounds familiar, yes, he is the son of the legendary lefty. Dupree finishes off his strong afternoon. Braxton Dupree with 14.
Chuck Drizel played here at Maryland, led a winner.
So good programs keep their own people, keep bringing them back and perpetuate a new generation, and that's what Gary Williams has. Their freshmen have looked very impressive this afternoon. White can't get it to roll. Brian White who started out in strong fashion as everybody's kind of calmed themselves down.
I mean, how many programs in college basketball that you look at the head coach and all 3 assistants are Maryland graduates? It's pretty impressive.
So the rich tradition continues inside. Finished off with some flair is Brian White. He finally tries to put a little exclamation point on a tough second half for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. Down to 29.4 seconds remaining. And a quick 30-second timeout apparently called by Brett Reed as he will set up his defense for this final Maryland possession. Shot clock, as I mentioned, is off, and Maryland getting some final instructions. And even with this very, very lengthy lead, you can probably peek into that huddle and see the always animated Gary Williams not letting any of his youngsters relax for even the final 29.4 seconds of what became a second half blowout. You see the gestures of Gary Williams, the anger on his face, not happy with the way that Brian White was able to finish so cleanly and so effortlessly with that power slam. So even though some gentlemen who have had little action this year and this game, Gary Williams is not going to let a teaching opportunity pass by. Why he has remained one of college basketball's top coaches.
Well, with a young team, you coach them to the bitter end, Al. Every single play, you make them accountable.
Jason McAlpine, number 10, who touches the ball right now. A senior walk-on into the contest. As the final moments will be worked out by Adrian Bowie, Cliff Tucker, McAlpine, Shane Walker, and Braxton Dupree. Gary Williams barking instructions to Cliff Tucker, telling him to back it out. No need to finish it off, and that is going to finish it off as the horn goes. So Maryland, with a roaring performance defensively and offensively in the second half, take control of what was a rather close game for at least 25 minutes and win this one by a score of 72-51. Comcast Sportsnet coverage has been brought to you by Chrysler, by Food Lion, and by Craig Northrup and the Northrup team of Long and Foster Real Estate. So the Terrapins, seen all their youngsters perform very admirably, but led by sophomore Gravis Vasquez with a career high. James Gist got it done on both ends of the floor. Some good shooting from Eric Hayes. And Maryland comes away with a 72-51 victory. Let's get some thoughts from the Maryland head coach, Gary Williams. He's standing by with Jack Armstrong.
Gary, your club played very impressive defense today, really taking Lee out of their stuff, particularly early in the second half.
Well, I think our intensity level was better the second half, and Lehigh's a good team. In other words, they run their stuff really well. They're well coached. We have a size advantage. You know, we're supposed to have a talent advantage. And, you know, gradually you wear them down. But I thought that 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes of the second half, we played with the intensity level that would be good against anybody.
You know, Vasquez has struggled the last few games. Today really came on and played exceptionally well.
Yeah, I think he's put a lot of pressure on himself. I think he got a lot of attention this summer, and you have to work your way through that. People forget he's just a sophomore, you know, and he's learning the game. Strawberry was around last year. It really helped both Eric Hayes and Gravis Vasquez, and now they have to be the leaders in the backcourt. And it's a change you have to make, and it just doesn't happen, you know, within a 2-month period. It takes time to do that.
With your young team, what is the thing you're really trying to emphasize right now to get through those bumpy spots?
Well, you can make up for a lot of things if you just play with a great intensity level. And we didn't have it the first half for whatever reason. We did at the start of the second half, and you saw the lead get taken out. And hopefully we'll learn from that that's what it takes. And there's no shortcuts. You know, you can't hope the other team misses or, you know, we're just better than they are, so Lehigh will go away. They have too much pride. They're going to play, and you're seeing it all over the country this year.
Thanks, Gary.
Thank you.
Gary, Jack, thank you very much. That leads us to our Toyota play of the game. The beautiful alley-oop. Eric Hayes to James Gist, part of the 11-point performance from James Gist. And now our all-tell player of the game, it's Gravis Vasquez. A career-high 22 points, 8 of 10 from the field for the Venezuelan sharpshooter. And Gravis Vasquez is honored as our all-tell player of the game. Vasquez 2 of 3 from behind the arc as he started to find the range. Well, our final score once again here at Comcast Center is 72-51 Maryland. And we want to remind you that we'll be back here at Comcast Center on December 6th when Morgan State visits the Terrapins for an 8 p.m. tip. For Jack Armstrong and our entire Comcast Sportsnet crew, I'm Al Koken saying goodbye from College Park, Maryland. Today's game has been a presentation of Comcast Sportsnet, the ACC, and the Patriot League. Once again, our final score, the University of Maryland 72, the Mountain Hawks of Lehigh 51.
It only happens once a year. The Chevy Red Tag event. The time to see some red and save some green. Now get 0% financing for 60 months for well-qualified buyers on every 07 Chevy pickup while supplies last. 0% financing on pickups like Silverado Crew Cab with best-in-class available highway fuel economy. Click on ChevyFirst.com, then see your capital area Chevy dealer.
What's this?
Verizon Network.
But they were at the store with me.
No, I got Verizon for our home phone, so now we have double the network and we'll save money on all our calls.
Oh, great. Do you think we should introduce them, or?
Hey, Marty! Hey, Carl! Hey, Jeff! Hey, Kathy!
I think they know each other.
Now get unlimited calling from your home phone plus wireless service starting at just $59.99. Double the reliability, double the value. Verizon, it's the network.
We're here today testing for the new Volkswagen Sign and Drive event, where you can get a new VW for practically just your signature. Just sign and drive. Introducing the Sign, Then Drive year-end event. Even better.
No down payment, no first month's payment, 0 due at signing. Now until January 2nd.
Coming up.
A day after Thanksgiving, would the Caps' new coach be thankful about his team's performance against the Flyers? The Wizards return to the court looking for their 7th straight win and their 4th without their top agent. After a disappointing trip to Kansas City, the Terps look to rebound in College Park against Lehigh. And Jason Campbell returns to where it all started for his pro career. We'll sit down with the Skin Signal caller next.
Live from the Comcast Sportsnet studios, this is Sports Night, presented by Erie Insurance.
Hey everyone, welcome to the only place you can get 1 full hour dedicated to your local sports, brought to you by your local Erie Insurance agents. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving alongside Lisa Hillary. I'm Michael Jenkins.
It is the worst record in hockey, 6-14-1. So 21 games into the season, the Washington Capitals fired their head coach on Thanksgiving Day. Now, the era of AHL coach Bruce Boudreau began this afternoon, hired on an interim basis by GM George McPhee, a coach very familiar with many of these players, having coached 7 of them with the Hershey Bears. Nicknamed Gabby, Boudreau is a colorful man, a vocal head coach who wants to win. He led the Bears to the Calder Cup finals the last 2 seasons, winning it in 2006. Can he do it this afternoon? Boudreau hoping to lead the Caps to a win, a much-needed one in Philly. Off to a great start on the power play. Nicholas Backstrom, great pass to Mike Green, who beats Marty Bino on the one-timer. 1-0 Caps early in the first. Same score in the second. Victor Kozlov having a great game. Wins the race to the loose puck. He finds the captain, Chris Clark. He knows what to do with it. 2-0 for the Capitals. Now 3-1 in the second. Caps about to kill off the power play, but Bino sends one up the ice, and on the other end, Jeff Carter would beat Ole Kolzig, and suddenly, folks, it's a 1-goal hockey game. Capitals trying to hang on in the third, but a costly turnover on their own end. Kolzig stops the initial shot, but Mike Richards is there to put in the rebound, and this one goes to OT. In the extra frame, Randy Jones with a great chance for the Flyers finds R.J. Umberger, but Kolzig with a sprawling save. 1 of 22 for Ole. This one is still tied. Late in overtime, Alex Ovechkin looking to win it. Draws 2 defenders, and that leaves Backstrom all alone for the game winner on his 20th birthday. Boudreau a winner in his Caps debut, 4-3 the final. With more from Philly, here's Derek Gunn.
The Capitals needed something to turn their season around, and they got it. A new coach, a new attitude, and a game-winning goal from the newest 20-year-old birthday boy, Nicklas Backstrom.
Actually, it's perfect, but we have a tough couple of weeks here, but I hope he's going to turn around now.
Nicklas Backstrom turns 20 years old today, has a goal and 2 assists, and he gets the overtime winner for Bruce, our new head coach. It's just it's a great day for us around here. Hopefully this will turn us around.
What have we done? We've gotten 2 more points in the standings, but I mean, you have to make that snowball bigger and anybody can do one thing once. It's doing it over and over and over again that makes you good.
After 16 years in the minors, Bruce Boudreau gets a win in his first game behind an NHL bench.
Quite honestly, I caught myself saying, Ovechkin's up. Ovechkin, holy smokes, you know, that's what caught me most of all.
Don't expect major roster changes under the new coach, and he's not going to change the system either, since it's the same one he used in Hershey. But
I just think the mindset sometimes has got to change, and then the culture has to change, and they got to believe that they're really good players and that they're really capable of winning, and they did, and they are. So I mean, I think sometimes it's more mental than it is physical.
Guys, you know, they have to impress. I mean, we're still 7 under 500, and you know, there's no cause for guys to back off after a game like this. I mean, we got to keep going.
It's definitely been a whirlwind 72 hours, but you know, change of coach, afternoon game, giving up a 3-goal lead and then winning in overtime. It's not the prettiest victory, but we'll take it.
And the Caps will take a stab at their first winning streak since early October when they play host to the Hurricanes on Saturday. In Philadelphia, Derek Gunn, Comcast Sportsnet.
And Joe Ricci and I will break down the overtime win a little later in the show. We'll fill you in on some more of what we know about Coach Boudreau, and Ricci will talk his favorite subject, special teams. Michael?
College basketball, after struggling against Northeastern at home last week, we knew the Maryland basketball team might have some trouble against UCLA and Missouri, and they did. But just when it looked like the Terps might lose 3 in a row, along comes Lehigh. Terps have not been overly impressive at home on the year, but with a chance to right the ship this afternoon. Maryland up too early. Brian White drives the lane, but James Gist steps up with a huge block, the first of 2 on the day for Gist. Mountain Hawks would keep it close. Mid-first half, Phil Anderson from 3, and Lehigh up 1. Terps respond off the steal. Eric Hayes takes it coast to coast for the lay-in, and Maryland back on top. Time winding down now in the first half. Hayes takes the feed and then drills the 3-pointer. Maryland on top by 10, but Lehigh comes right back. Matt Shalakowski with a 3-pointer of his own, and Maryland clings to a 7-point lead at the half. Second half, the Terps start to pull away on the break. Gravis Vasquez, baseline 3-pointer, got it. He leads all scorers with 22. Maryland up 10. Later in the half, Hayes, the alley-oop for Gist, up and under and in. He had 11 on the day. Terps up 16. Maryland up 20 now late in the game. Hayes pulls up for another 3-pointer. 11 for the shooting guard, and the Terps finally get a convincing win, 72-51. The final. Both Gist and Hayes, 11 points for the Terps as they end that 2-game slide, and a career-high 22 points for Vasquez to go along with a couple of assists. Maryland improves to 4-2 on the season, and here's Jack Armstrong with Coach Gary Williams.
Gary, your club played very impressive defense today, really taking Lehigh out of their stuff, particularly early in the second half.
Well, I think our intensity level was better the second half, and Lehigh's a good team. In other words, they run their stuff really well. They're well coached. We have a size advantage. We're supposed to have a talent advantage, and gradually you wear them down. But I thought that 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes of the second half, we played with the intensity level that would be good against anybody.
Vasquez has struggled the last few games. Today really came on and played exceptionally well.
Yeah, I think he's put a lot of pressure on himself. I think he got a lot of attention this summer, and you have to work your way through that. People forget he's just a sophomore, and he's learning the game. Strawberry was around last year. It really helped both Eric Hayes and Gravis Vasquez, and now they have to be the leaders in the backcourt, and it's a change you have to make, and it just doesn't happen, within a 2-month period. It takes time to do that.
With your young team, what is the thing you're really trying to emphasize right now to get them through those bumpy spots?
Well, you can make up for a lot of things if you just play with a great intensity level. And we didn't have it the first half for whatever reason. We did at the start of the second half, and you saw the lead get taken out. And hopefully we'll learn from that that's what it takes. And there's no shortcuts. You can't hope the other team misses or, we're just better than they are, so Lehigh will go away. They have too much pride. They're going to play, and you're seeing it all over the country this year.
No shortcuts, baby. No shortcuts. Next up for Maryland, a home game against Illinois in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. In fact, the Terps will not leave the area until January. The only game away from Comcast Center is where the Wizards play. Maryland will meet VCU in the BB&T Classic on December 2nd.
Sunday, quarterback Jason Campbell returns to the place where it all began, Tampa, Florida. This time, he says he's better prepared for the noises. Already nervous as heck last year in his first ever pro experience, the cannon fired before each game from the pirate ship that sits behind the one end zone in Tampa kind of freaked him out a bit. Coming off arguably his best game as a Redskin, R. Kelly Johnson sat down with the Skins' starting quarterback.
And while you don't want to always have to probably throw the ball 54 times in a game, you want more balance than that. There seemed to be a lot of excitement generated in the fact that you were given the opportunity to do that, to do more. Really, the last 2 weeks, you've had that spread, no huddle offense. They seem to have put more on you and allowing you to make plays with your arm. Why now?
Oh no, I guess a lot of guys around me, they went to their coaches, they talked to them, told them, just trust the guy, let him just go out there and just be himself and play. And as a young quarterback, you say those things, but the only thing you try to do is go out and practice every day and just, do the things you need to do to show that you're able to handle all situations. And the more that we continue to do it, the better we become at it. But like you were saying, the last couple of weeks, you don't have to throw it 54 times, but some games, Jets games, we ran it 50 times. And one came in Dallas game, every game is different. We have to throw it 54 times to try to win it. But you always want to be balanced. You always want to throw maybe 30, 35 times, run probably 30, 35 times. You always want to have a mixture. But some games you have to throw it more than others. Some games you have to run it more than others. So it's different. That's why guys got to keep the right mentality about everything that we do, because it's not about how many times you throw it or how many times you run it. A game that's going to win games. It's what we do with the opportunities that we have that's going to win games.
But the fact that you were able to hook up long with Santana and you were able to, Keenan McCardell, everybody seemed to step up. How much fun was that? How much does that make you want to do more and say, hey, let me do more?
Yeah, that's the excitement about it. You play the game to have fun. At the same time, in the day, you want to win. But in order for us to win, guys got to be enjoying it and got to have some kind of feel for it. And I feel like over the last couple of weeks, we're getting a feel for what we want to do, because we had so much talent, but guys feel like it was hidden a little bit, because we was more of a run, smash mouth team. But now we've opened up our offense. It's a lot of excitement you feel just in the air, even with fans and everybody. Everyone's feeling excited about our new offense that we're running right now, because it's really, again, this opportunity to put a lot of points up on the board. And, here or there, we may be able to stretch a game out, because we just really started doing it. And you talking about having Randall, Keenan, Santana, even Clinton able to run in the spread offense. So, it's giving all the guys are excited about it. And when we were excited, it's a lot of fun on the field.
I know I even heard Dallas fans shocked that you guys spread the ball around and threw the ball as much. It's obviously going to make defenses respect you more, because there was probably some out there that weren't sure if you could do what you did on Sunday against the Cowboys. Is it a battle, though? I know Al Saunders likes to air it out, but is it a battle with Joe Gibbs and his mentality to really pound the ball on the ground?
Well, you just have to understand it, because if you think about the years they won Super Bowls, that's how they won them. There's more of a smash mouth run football team. Everyone wins Super Bowls differently. Sometimes, you never know how it's going to go. But in order to win, now in the way we have to win is we have to be a balanced team. It's hard to go in and week out and smash mouth people and be able to put up 4 and 5 touchdowns, because you're talking about the games are always going to be pretty much close. But you're able to throw it as much as you run it. You're giving the guys the opportunity to put more points on the board, because you're going to have a chance to have those more explosive plays. So that's the real excitement about it that we're getting to now. And I'm excited. All the guys are excited. And, be honest with you, we're really now just getting a glimpse of what's to come. So, it just really started. But, why not start now?
And despite the loss a little over a year ago, Campbell performed well in his NFL debut, 19 for 34 for 196 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He also did a good job spreading the wealth. Seven different Redskins caught passes that day.
Meantime, the Redskins have signed tight end Brian Kozlowski to the roster, and the Burgundy and Gold know him pretty well. The 13-year veteran has played with the team in each of the past 3 seasons, including the final 7 weeks of last year. To make room for him on the roster, the Skins cut wide receiver Jimmy Ferris. A whole list of Redskins have their names on the injury list. Randy Thomas back at practice this week, but he is still out along with Sean Taylor and James Thrash. Not sure if Mike Sellers and Todd Wade are going to suit up, and there are plenty of players who are nicked up. As always, a huge lineup for you this Sunday, beginning with Redskins kickoff at 10. After the game, switch it right back over to Comcast Sportsnet for complete post-game coverage on Redskins Post-Game Live. And stick around for Sports Night at 6. Kozlowski is a guy, even though he's listed as a tight end, could play a little bit of fullback, so he could fill in for Mike Sellers because he is banged up.
How about those injuries? We could do a whole hour show on all those guys.
I'm going to put you in charge of that. I'm going to look for that. The Lisa Hillary Redskins
They should all
injury
come
report.
to the post-game set.
That's a good idea. We have a whole group there.
All right, still to come on Sports Night presented by Erie Insurance. This Sunday will feature 2 of last season's best teams who have had dramatic turnarounds in 2007 as the Ravens get ready for the Chargers.
Brendan Haywood did not take the floor with the Wizards in their win on Wednesday. We'll update his status for tonight's game against the Warriors.
And we are just under 18 hours away from the most anticipated football game ever played in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Virginia Tech hype continues when the heart of local sports returns.
Sports Night is presented by Erie Insurance. For a quick quote online, go to erieinsurance.com.
New car smell. One lucky winner will get to sense that smell thanks to the Erie Insurance Safe and Secure Sweepstakes. Prizes include a 2007 Ford Edge, a $20,000 home safety makeover, a $10,000 CD annuity, and auto and home safety kits. Stay safe and secure. Enter now at the office of your local Erie Insurance agent or visit erieinsurance.com. No purchase necessary. See official rules at erieinsurance.com. Void where prohibited. Ends November 30th, 2007.
Hello, I'm Chef Nigel of the Buckingham Fish Palace. I've always found preparing fish to be quite simple. Quite tricky? It's bloody impossible. I use the same quality of fish you'd find at Legal Seafoods. Whatever, I am still master chef of a 5-star restaurant. 4-star? 3? 2? It's not that bad. Blimey, that's horrifying.
When it comes to fish, there's only one place you can trust. Legal Seafoods. If it isn't fresh, it isn't legal.
A guy is worried about naming his own price? I'm on it.
Naming your own price, huh?
Yeah, they want $200 for a 4-star on the Vegas Strip. I'm going $190.
Oh, you wuss.
What?
Go lower.
$160?
Namby-pamby.
$140?
Cupcake.
I want a good room.
It's a guaranteed 4-star room, Mama's boy.
$99.
No, you're negotiating.
Save up to half off on hotels at Priceline.
With the most branches and ATMs, Chevy Chase Bank is the leading local bank. It's also the leader in personal service.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes?
A large check is about to overdraw your account.
You're kidding.
They take care of their customers by keeping one step ahead.
But since you're a Platinum Banking customer, we can transfer funds from your money market account.
Great.
Important purchase?
Oh, yeah.
That's personal service. Chevy Chase Bank, the leading local bank.
When your game plan is executed to perfection, it's a great feeling. Everything works out perfectly, and the result is victory for the team. That's what you get at BMW of Sterling. I've been a loyal customer since they opened their doors, and I've always had my BMW serviced there. I feel like it's the benchmark of what BMW customer service should be. BMW of Sterling.
For this month only, BMW will make your first 2 payments. BMW of Sterling will make your third.
Welcome back. We are leading you up to the top of the hour as the Wiz get ready to host the Golden State Warriors, and we'll have to see if Brendan Haywood takes the floor for Washington. The big man did not play against the Bobcats on Wednesday because of a sprained ankle. However, Andre Blanche started in his place and scored a career-high 26 points in that game.
For all your Wizards basketball action, Comcast Sportsnet is the place to turn. We will bring you the Wiz and the Warriors coming up at 7. Just stay with us on the heart of local sports. And our Wizards coverage far from done here on the show. We'll check in with our game announcers, Steve Buckhanson and Phil Chenier, and get their thoughts coming up just a little bit later.